that's nice. He holds it up happily. Look!
Playing a different song now.
It is. Oh god, it is. I know what theme this is.
Well, I don't.
Sounds familiar, but I can't place it.
You know what it is. Yeah, he's just standing here, like, gawking at it, like, entranced, like, happy.
Torn, you alright?
Yeah,
Okay, good.
just this is very nice.
Well, why is it playing a different song?
Because it's my song.
I'm gonna kind of stare at you quizzically.
Oh, sorry, it's a really advanced piece of technology and magic. It's, I guess you call it a soul box. It plays the music that it feels is yours. It's a little piece of you.
So, why would someone leave that here?
That is a frightening question.
Let's see if it wants to work. All right, layout is good. Is Gucci is a-okay. Everything's vibing. Audio levels are lighting up. Everybody's colorful. All right.
Yeah. Woo! Let's go.
Woo. So last we left off.
Hello, my name is Wilhelm Schwab.
There you go.
Wondrous Company was making your way to explore the Arctic expeditionary ship, the Schwabenland 2, that had gone missing. Landing in the Falklands, taking a subtle but quick torpedo-dodging joyride that resulted in some minor damage before arriving to Deception Island, your first of two objectives. Second objective being find the Schwabenland 2, and exactly how or why or when it disappeared. First objective, however, being as most of these do parallel some form or facet of military benefactory, a listening post on Deception Island, a observation post that usually runs silent, has gone silent for a longer amount of time than it should have. The boat limping its way there, made its way, docked, unloaded, and brought you guys to the coastline. While they do some minor repairs for a while.
Flew in.
Oh wait, yeah, they're still floating their way to you. You are correct.
Flew in.
They're still
Torn almost
floating.
killed us.
You guys landed the seaplane there and made your way to the coast. Waiting. Almost.
As to whether or not we landed, it's debatable.
It bounced. Pull up.
Whoop, 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 whoop.
You guys then began investigating while the pilot stayed back with the seaplane, obscuring it and doing what he needed to stay low, keeping his eyes out for the ship. As you guys started scaling up the one of only two mountains on this donut-like island. Getting up to the top of it and starting to ascend down the backside and over around it, you realize the cliffs got very sheer and very steep. And the croissant. Kind of, yeah.
Croissant, you uncut.
In trying to realize how to get to a outcropping that looked a little peculiar and a little too flat.
You remembered the snake was sticky.
Yeah, you guys made your snake sticky and stuck them to the wall, like one of those throwable sticky hands. And where you realized there was a very, very thin, mostly natural, sort of degraded walking path or scaling path with a line of metal rings in the wall, where you realize there used to be a long-running, threaded, like, heavy cable running through that you could hold on to while you scaled this cliffside. Unfortunately, you guys realized threaded, braided, however you say it. Braided.
Ready for deep fry?
It's braided.
Let's go.
Is it breaded? Gilded with the sauce? You guys realized it was subsequently destroyed and rendered inoperable until you decided to tie a rope to it and send your sticky snake across to loop it back through so the rest of you could cross a bit safer than simply scaling a maybe foot wide path. Having gotten to the other side, we last left off with Hachu tying it off to the opposite end before raising up and hearing a slight kind of chime music. Looking over towards it, the last you saw was a sort of inward cropping and then slight outcropping in this long rock face.
That's very rude. We're not even in it.
With this ingrabbing, you looked at it and you realized it was kind of receded in the same way that it would go towards a like very hidden, kind of unnatural bunker doorway. And what seemed to be part of the outcropping, looking as natural as it could from a distance, realizing it was in fact just painted very nicely bunker walling, that had a long-running, about 3 feet across and about 4 inches tall, kind of like bunker slit window, and just barely sticking out past the edge of this window was what seemed to be the front of a cannon barrel, a small little like 2 centimeter, maybe 3 centimeter gun. However, with that observation, you do hear the slight chime in the background of what sounds like a kind of music box playing somewhere within the outcropping, but you're not entirely sure. As we will resume with you, Hachu.
Alright, well, can they hear me from over here?
They probably can't, unless you want to really yell and carry some echo over.
You know what? It's a good time to head back because I'm not taking chances.
Alright.
I have barely any armor and the second to lowest health in the party, so I'm gonna go get back and grab everybody.
Alright. So you start making your way back across. You guys are all standing by as you see the snake take his time, kind of making his way back, kind of able to hold on to the cable and the rope now that runs along the cliff face as sort of a carry hold. Yeah, come slithering across the thin path, and you guys are once again reunited. For the time being, Nikos will simply be pulling kind of a outward and rear security. He'll be keeping his gaze outwards. Nothing will be able to sneak up on you. I'll be making some passive rolls for him in the background.
Alright. And it was a, like a little, there was a structure along with it, right? I completely glazed over that. With the music box.
You didn't see the music box. All you did see was the slight outcropping in the rock that was made to look like it was part of the cliff face. That was obviously the a bunker with a small kind of anti-tank gun in it, and right next to it was sort of a incropping or inward divot that you couldn't quite tell, but it looked like it was shaped for your typical bunker door.
All right. Well, in that case, hey, I found this on the other side of this cable. I found this bunker thing, and there was some music coming from it.
Did he ever roll a check to see if you recognize the song?
He did not.
I can real quick one.
You didn't stick around long enough to see what kind of song it was. You're like, I hear chimes, I'm outie.
So, I remember the chimes. Can I the chimes? That's very specific.
So are there people in there? If there's music, I mean, you'd have to wind a phonograph.
I don't know. I didn't want to go in by myself because I thought that would be a terrible idea. So
Which one of us is the most British?
my character points to the kobold.
I came from Boston.
Yeah, it's
New
close enough.
England, same thing, huh?
You know, they fought a war over that.
Well, and so what? You're the best we got for this.
What is this?
I don't know what is this. You're
Only
people you
Nikos
asked.
were not busy.
Sorry, what?
Oh, I was lamenting about Nikos because he went to college in Oxford.
Yeah.
Oh well, are we going? Is the rope secure?
Yes, it is.
Well then, I suppose we just go over there. There's music in there. There's people in there, and surely they must have intended to cut the cable. That makes the most sense to me.
Well, I'll tell you what. It the cable had definitely been intentionally cut at some point. I noticed it halfway going across.
From whose side? Theirs?
Did I notice? Did I kind of tell what side it?
No way to really tell. You just know that about 2/3 of the way across, it was cut specifically with thermite.
I don't know. There was no real direction on it. It just been cut with that thermite stuff. It was all melted and stuff on it.
Well,
Yeah, we all established the thermite on our side while he was doing that shit too. Because Wilhelm smelled it.
Yeah.
yes. Well, I suppose there's nothing else to talk about for now.
All right. Well, who wants first?
How did they cut it? Did they, like, throw this thermite out the window or preset charge or something?
That's a question for Klaus over here. That's his expertise.
Klaus?
Wrong, wrong,
Wrong universe.
RPG.
You are correct about that. Wrong German name. Wilhelm. That's his character's name.
What was the question?
How do you think they use this this thermite, not Klaus? So don't they
No, I
have
am
to do
not
some
Klaus.
kind of whoops. Oh man.
My name is Wilhelm Schwartz.
Sorry, I know another
Got
German
the
by the
hell
name
out.
of Klaus. That apologies.
Oh, do we all look the same to you?
I know the British think I look like all the other snakes, so yeah,
That's-
kinda.
You do look like all the other snakes.
That's valid.
The only other time I saw a snake person, he was green.
Yeah?
But what are you saying about it?
How do you think they use the thermite to cut this cord across all the way? Don't you have to like set something up for it?
Well, thermite can kind of be used like a plastic explosive where it can wrap around it, and you just put fuse on and it go boom.
All right.
So you think they rigged it up as a charge beforehand? They didn't, like, drop it out the window or something onto the cord?
that would be very difficult, I'd imagine. The amount of thermite used was probably minute, and therefore it would have been harder to hit with such a minute amount.
Alright, so the consensus is that they sent somebody out there to blow it up, and now we fixed it, and now I want to go across it.
I mean, the only way forward is to move forward. That was a very redundant statement. The only way to actually find out is to move forward.
I liked it better the first time. Very inspiring.
I'm sorry, English is my second language.
Nah, it is okay. English is like my third language.
What is your second?
Muted mic, that's what his second.
Yeah, I'm trying to look up how to say it.
Japanese?
Yeah, no, I know how to say fucking Japanese, but I'm gonna say it in Japanese. You spoiling son of a bitch.
Nippon.
Nipponese.
It's Nippon.
Nipponese.
Yeah, I know how to say like that. I was gonna say like the whole thing in Japanese, but whatever. You ruined the moment.
I thought you were like wondering, wait, what is it? It's like, do I help him?
No, I know I knew what it was.
Gotcha.
Well, actually, English might be my third as well, because I do know some Prussian, given that I served with the Prussians. But
And you are Prussian?
it's splitting hairs slightly, but yes.
It's more of a dialect.
Yeah, it's not like Slavs. The Prussians are their own people, but let's be honest, they're at this point just Greater Germany.
Didn't you guys create German? Like, wasn't it the Prussian king who formed German?
Okay, now we're gonna get into a very, very philosophical debate.
My second language is
Regarding
I'm getting
things
cold, let's
created
go.
much- But yeah, let's just move forward.
How many people do we think that cable with the rope attached can support?
I mean, it's a cable.
Give me intelligence, whoever wants to look at it, to see how stable it is.
I should be the main one doing that because I'm the one who fixed the cable.
Yeah.
So.
Makes sense.
You should give him like advantage or something on it.
Giving it a flick test.
Yeah.
You gotta kick the tires, you know. Intelligence.
That's a save,
That's a
but that
save.
works.
Hold it up.
It's all good, that works.
Dang it.
Minus
Yeah.
3.
So Torn gives it a little flick. Yeah, that's a very thick, heavy metal cabling. It's all braided and twirled around itself, like the stuff you see on the side of a tank, or like for pulling or wrapping around things. Hachu, you look at it. Everyone else, yeah, it's cable. It seems like sturdy. It's not very movable. It barely wobbles, and the eyelet hooks seem pretty well embedded in the rock face. Hachu and Torn specifically, you realize, yeah, with it threaded through all the way across, and with the rough look at the little eyelet hooks running along the entire length of it, and with it secured properly on both ends, you could arguably, like, maybe not with a really heavy jolt, but you could arguably hang like 2 or 3 cars from this cabling at this point. Like, it's not going anywhere. It's locked in. It's sturdy.
Question: do we use all of our rope?
Yes, you guys combined all of your rope to complete the latter extent of it.
Okay.
Whether that rope can withstand it, that much extra weight, probably not. However, it's also that really heavy-duty, like, paratroopers rope that you each had. So as long as it's tied properly, which you guys kind of fused it to where it was cut, yeah, this should have no problem holding 3 times as many people as you have here currently.
So it will support us.
Oh yeah, easily.
Okay.
I'm still gonna pull out my crowbar,
All right.
and every time we reach an islet, I'm essentially going to hook my crowbar into the islets.
Might be kind of hard to do considering the cable is running through the
Not
islets.
over the
Flying
islands.
over the islets, like
Okay.
where it's hanging out.
That
Where
works.
it's out.
Can I ask you a question, quick, GM?
Hmm.
So, Virtue is supposed to grant bonus hit points for 1 round.
Mhm.
How long would that last out of combat?
6 to 10 seconds.
Okay. So I can't do what I want to do.
Your average round is supposed to be around a 6 to 10 second period of time. So if you go 30 turns, that's a pretty short, quick firefight.
Yeah.
Ideally. So who's taking point?
I actually will if I'm gonna use my crowbar.
Okay.
I feel like that might be a good idea.
I can't wait for us to get into a very comedic situation where we're all holding onto each other's hands, holding onto Wilhelm's hand, holding onto the crowbar.
No, it'd be you guys holding onto like my feet, and it'd be like slapstick, like just holding onto the feet as we're dangling over the edge.
So what's the order here? We got Wilhelm up front. Who's following behind?
I'll go second.
All right, Hachu. And then
Are we
trailing up.
sure we want the Kolbasa
Long-
going first? These are British soldiers, huh?
That is a very good point.
Well, as we make it to the end, it probably would behoove us to kind of gather up before we venture forward. I don't know if anybody's keeping an eye on this, though we hear music. You told us you heard music, right?
Yes.
Or did you? Okay, cool. I just wanted to make sure before I, metagame a little. If we heard music, it actually might be, one, they might not hear us if we're quiet enough, and two, actually, I realize I shouldn't go first, because I think I still have the Bren.
Did you
I
bring it?
believe so.
Oh, it has a sling on it, so.
Yeah, it has a sling, but still, it's a heavy weapon, and I'd rather be in the center.
I'll go first. I'm the least threatening looking of all of us.
Do you want the crowbar?
Yes. Yes.
Like every man wants a crowbar. What kind of question is that?
Half-Life 2 sounds intensify.
Clink, 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 clink.
Ting,
clink.
ting, 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 ting.
Hang on, I need to see if I have actually a soundboard that.
Don't you dare. Don't you dare.
I don't think I do.
So we've got Torn up front. Second will be...
I'll take last.
Alright. We'll have Nico stay on the opposite bank for now and kind of watch the rear. So
6 of us, right?
5. It'll be 5 of you going across.
Okay.
So you'll be in the
yeah,
middle, Peter in the rear, Torn in front. Who's running second and who's running fourth?
I think Hachu said he was second.
Hachu's
so-
second. Alright. And Leroy
Okay.
will default to fourth then.
Yep.
Alrighty. I'll keep that in mind. As you guys start going towards this sort of outcropping that runs along this sheer cliff face, and looking at it, there's parts of it that get as narrow as about 6 inches, and some of it where it expands out and kind of crops out and naturally about a foot wide. So it's not the
How-
easiest walk.
How far apart are the islets?
If I remember correctly, about 20 feet apart.
Every 10 feet, can I hammer in a python into the ice?
This ain't
Sorry,
ice. This
so-
is heavy, hard rock face.
Oh, then can I hammer in a python to the
Yeah, you can. You'll have to make a check with each one,
Yay!
but yeah.
Hello, I'm Wilhelm Schwartz.
Just in time!
Oh, hey, Nikos is here. Alright. So the party is, after some deliberation, crossing the little cliff face divide. We'll default you to... Do you want to be second, or do you want to be fifth in the row of people?
He actually hears. Yeah.
Oh, he might still be loading.
I feel like Nico should be like second because he's the.
We should send him first because he's the British guy.
He's not British.
Hello?
Hey, there he is.
Hey!
There we go. Okay.
Hey.
Somehow my mic
Nikos.
was turned off. Weird.
As you may have forgotten because you were not here, we are going to investigate this bunker for the British soldiers. And you should go first because you know many British people.
That is true.
Also, you're better at getting shot.
Also
Wait.
true.
That is also a good thing, but I figured it would be impolite to mention.
Alright, so we'll have Nikos, Torin, Hachu, Wilhelm, Leroy, Peter in the rear. Alright, as you guys start scaling going across this, you realize you can walk, but it's probably safe just to have a guide hand on the cable as you guys are going across.
If you can walk across, then yeah, I'm not gonna worry about the Titans.
Yeah, you can pretty well walk across and hold on to each of these. It's have you ever been to like some of those canyon parks or anything like that where it's got a
Like Mesa Verde.
kind of like Mesa Verde where it's got a path that goes up the side of a cliff face and it's always got that like cable kind of dangling along the wall that you can hold on to. It's
No shit cable.
yeah, it's basically a oh shit cable. It's running along the length of this. However, unlike most of those paths, which are part of the like terrain and it's been artificially expanded, this one is as close to natural as possible, and it's only about 6 inches to a foot wide at parts. So you're at times you're definitely going to have your back against the wall, holding onto the cable as you're scaling and walking across. With that, the first check, I would like each of you to make me a dexterity.
Yay! I like dexterity. I really like dexterity.
Damn. Okay.
Oh please, 14 and then 12 and then 10. Come on.
If you're making dex checks, it's so over for me.
Nico's carrying a 50-pound shield. He's fine. Oh
And
shit.
2.
All right.
Yeah.
And a 20
Okay.
and a 10. All right.
Sorry, Hachi's still sticky.
I was about to say thank you for
I should've-
that point
I should've
out.
cast the damn spell on it, but it's a little late now.
No, you're
No,
still sticky.
you're still going.
Yeah,
Okay.
you're still sticky.
He's just going above everyone else along the side of the wall.
So you're everybody's scaling along and at times sidestepping, holding onto this cable, and then continuing to walk forward along it. No problem at all. You guys have walked through a myriad of terrains and difficulties. Just no
I'd like
problem.
to, I'd like to add that the whole time we're going down this, Leroy, you're hearing Peter mumbling something in Russia under his breath over and over and over and over again.
Did you say mumbling something in Russia?
In Russian.
How can he mumble something in Russia if he's
You
in?
go to Russia and you mumble it.
Oh, okay. That's a very long trip while we're going across this thing.
I dare say, my fair priest, you would not be afraid of heights, would you?
I would prefer not to get into it.
I don't think it's necessarily the heights, but it's the sudden stop at the bottom.
Aren't you too far forward to hear this conversation?
I'm right in front of Leroy.
So do
Okay.
God.
Mind your footing, boys.
I don't have feet.
Watch your mind your tailing.
As you guys
Tailing.
cross the first third of it and you start getting to the second part, I would like all of you to make me another dexterity check.
Remember, check, not save Leroy.
Yeah.
Oh, 11.
It's gonna be a save in a second.
Oh god! Oh, oh no!
Snake is still sticky.
Well,
Yeah.
Does the snake even need to make these?
He does.
I'll
Because
be talking with you about my alternate character in a second, it looks like.
so as you guys are
Listen,
going,
listen here, John. I'm special. I get to get away with things.
as
I'm-
you
He's got a
guys
third-
are
yeah, he has a third thing to staple himself on. That's not fair.
as you guys are going across, it starts to hit that middle third, the second third of it, where it starts getting some really narrow parts. where you're stepping with basically your heel and maybe no more than like half your foot on the face, holding onto the wall and holding onto the cable as you kind of scale sideways, sidestepping more and more, perhaps facing the wall if you don't want to look outwards. As you guys are going along, there is a very slight chip sound. Nikos, I would like you to make a dex save. Peter, I would like you... Actually, not Peter. Yeah, Peter, I would like you to make a dex save, and Leroy, I would like you to make a dex save.
Jesus.
As
18.
the cable goes very taut, as people start to make slip sounds, Nikos, you reach your free hand back with your shield going forward, not holding on to anything really yourself, but having a very balanced phalanx sort of hoplite stance. This is no problem for you. You reach a hand back real quick and you catch Torrin's chest and press him up against the wall. Peter, you're able to reach over and you grab a hold of the shoulder reaching across Leroy. You're able to grab on the Wilhelm's shoulder and kind of tug him back against the wall. And Leroy, you go to reach forward, and because you see the middle section of Hachu's long snake body starting to droop, and you pause because you realize, oh wait, like 2/3 of him is still on here. He's fine. But I also, however, need you to make a dex save.
Oh boy.
I was gonna say it can't be worse, but it could be worse. Oh,
My
yeah.
God.
Yeah, nat 20. Nat 20, baby. Let's go.
Erecting like a statue and planting your cane down, you just rise yourself back up from what would have been, if you weren't a proper prim core strength like hell gentleman with a cane, you probably would have started tumbling forward, but you just RoboCop back up from your awkward leaning position and resume back against the wall. You'll have advantage on your next dex check. As you guys are continuing across after a slight slip up, it starts to widen once again, and I need everybody to make one final dex check. Leroy with advantage. Damn!
Damn.
Okay.
He's walking across, smoking a pipe.
I'm fucking Legolas, man.
No whammy, no whammy, no whammy, and stop. Yeah.
Nice. Torrin, you're walking along, you're happy, you feel convenient, you see multiple tall people's belt loops if you need to grab on anything. You got both hands on the cable. You're doing fine. You're going along, no problem.
Go grab on the
Nah,
line.
he's double handing the crowbar and the hook is over the cable. It's just like,
yeah, you're just hearing the slide noise. You're just. Leroy, smug motherfucker, you're fine. You got your cane under your arm at this point. The only thing stabilizing you is your feet, and you're like relighting your cigar because it went out for a moment as you're walking forward. Wilhelm, yeah, it's stable. You've walked through trench lines. You've walked through other stuff. You're fine. Nico's little awkward because you're having to try to navigate
This
your
is
shield.
nothing like a trench line.
an opposite trench.
It's a trench line in the Alps front. What do you mean?
You ever walk? Yeah, exactly. You ever walk a trench line? You gotta basically tightrope the one plank of wood that's not sunken into mud.
That is a good point.
No, because I was never there.
You're in the bayou. You lived in the mud. You mud baby.
I swam in it.
I swam. I
He
was
thought he
burned in the
brown
mud.
until he was 4 years old.
Hey, I look like everybody else I was around, so I don't really.
Yeah. He grew up in a voodoo town. He did see the. Peter, your boots are not doing great. You're having a bit of a rough time. If you would like to make me a either acrobatics or sleight of hand.
Sleight of acrobatics.
Slight acrobatics.
Well, they're the same. Let's see what I do.
Okay.
Nice.
Hey, for half a moment, some old family ancestry dating back to like Russian ballet just taps in for a half moment, and you put both arms outwards to either side and kind of stabilize yourself, taking 3 more steps before you're able to bring your arms back down properly, and you just continue walking along, thankfully not slipping.
He's point walking, fucking tip, tip, tip.
And none of you guys get to see it.
Yeah, he's at the back so no one sees him, just fucking doop, doop, doop in the back. However, almost everybody does notice because they hear it. Hachu, you're not so much on the rock face to the right of the path, nor are you on the path. There's actually a good majority of your body that you just haven't noticed is actually stuck to the wall, scaling about 3 inches lower than the path face. You're just, most of your body, except for like the edge of where your torso kind of starts, is just kind of slithering along to where everybody's actually able to kind of catch up behind you. And they almost have like almost like a snake bumper to their left, just hanging over the edge.
Yo, look at me. I'm a bumper car for y'all. That's
It's the safety bumpers when you go to bowling for the babbies. But you guys continue across, and thankfully with some phenomenally high rolls, nobody got stupid low, and those that did were sticky frogs, so it didn't matter. Or good at ballet and saves. You guys continue across as you get to the flat landing, and as it kind of opens up, it's almost like if I had to describe it like a porch or like a little bitty plateau. The rock face goes way up above you to the right and to your front, and it goes about 10-15 feet out before dropping to another sheer cliff face. It's just sort of a nice, large, flat cropping. I would like everybody except for Hachu to make me an investigation.
your mother wants to investigate.
Ooh, nice.
Damn, okay.
Almost clicked intimidation. That would have been very funny.
Yo, I'm gonna stare at it really hard.
That fucking rock. He knows I'm coming for it. Hachu, you lock eyes on it.
That rock.
And everybody else, as you all kind of group up now side by side, kind of look together at the same time. Everybody locks eyes on it. Everybody passes. You see the rock face, and I have a picture here actually ready for once. That will
as my monitor
be...
falls asleep.
Oh, no.
Also, I thought we were looking for Germans here, not British.
We're looking for the British outpost.
Oh yeah, that's right. That one's silent. That's right.
Yeah. So in in-game images, this isn't exactly it, but this will give you the idea, minus bushes and trees and green, of how the front of this bunker looks in this rock face.
Bro, that's just a rock. What are you talking about?
Yeah.
This rock right here is not a natural formation.
This cave is not a natural formation.
Do you not see the pack howitzer in the door in that picture?
No, I do. That was the joke.
I know.
Actually, I didn't when you first showed that picture. I didn't notice it at all. So I didn't
Yeah.
look at it.
If you were a Sherman, you would have been cooked.
Yeah.
That is a very suspicious-looking rock.
At distance, you wouldn't have really known, but now that you're within about 20 feet of it, you guys can tell, yeah, this is concrete, very, very well masked to match the dark, kind of earthy tone of this heavy rock face. Except for some of the shapes of it, it seems like they even went as far as to chip at the edges and, like, smatter it, and even possibly just hammer it at random points to make it as unsmooth as possible. But you still can only hide it so much, as you guys realize, and all of you lock eyes on the couple inch wide or thick and about 3 feet wide sort of slit window that is cut into the protruding part of the rock face. and the edge of a gun barrel just barely sticking out of it, a smaller cannon. And you can see the recess, just like Hachu did, where you can assume if you were to approach it, there would likely be a door. It's one of those kind of trapezoid cut-ins, where normally it goes inward to the door seal.
Hey guys, should I do this at the slit? Hello, my name is Wilhelm Schwartz.
No.
Blast him off with a shotgun.
Probably not a good.
I'm gonna kind of whisper to everyone. Does anyone have a potato to shove down that thing?
Have a dinner roll.
Well, we got these grenades that have been given to us.
Just gonna kind of shrug my shoulders and say, why not? It would be funny.
I will say this, allow me to draw really quick on the screen we're on. So, you guys got the kind of narrow cliff face path that you crossed on, and then it kind of goes to a outcropping and then back to sheer cliff face.
Where are you
And
going?
on the screen that you guys are on
Oh,
currently.
I see. It's over here.
Yeah. The what seems to be bunker is cliff face, and then bunker outcropping, and then a inward recession, and then here. You guys are currently standing here, and you can see the edge of the kind of window slit here with the gun barely sticking out facing that way.
So the gun is facing this way.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
facing
so
outwards
I-
towards the ocean.
I stand by my statement with the potato. Or I guess the dinner roll.
Wait a minute, is he getting rid of the dinner roll he stole?
Yep, Torn's gonna.
He
gonna
still
do
has
his
like 5 of them, I think.
pocket and pass over a pretty
Oh.
stiff by now. No longer very nice.
Oh, I
breakfast
forgot you
roll.
pocketed that. God damn it.
Pocketed more than one. He pockets something everywhere we go.
A couple.
He
Fucking
can't help himself. Like,
klepto.
So, I'm gonna keep the Bren on my shoulder and pull out both my weapons. I also forgot about this whole thing. That's handy.
Oh.
Oh,
That
dual
is
wielder.
handy.
Hey, look at that. Yeah, look
Man,
at that. It's like we
personally,
gave you
I
two
wouldn't deal
Mausers.
I wouldn't do
Those Lugers, not
freaking
Mausers.
Bren, but
Oh, also, Wilhelm, just to be clear, the kobold is not handing the crowbar back until you ask for it.
I figured as much. It's gonna be another thing that he tries to steal from me.
It's just he still has
Uh,
it. He has
do
it.
we hear the music now? Oh, no, you said we hear the music. Can we identify the music?
Uh,
at this
you
point?
cannot actually at the moment.
All right. Oh no. Is there any light coming out of the slit?
There is not. It looks very dark. It is like perpetually dark.
Hachu, didn't you say that you heard music?
yeah, I did. I've heard it by now last time.
I thought we could still hear the music.
No.
Oh, okay.
You guys were never able to hear it. The only one that was able to hear it was Hachu when he went over to where the little tie down was.
Well, that's concerning.
I'm gonna gesture to Nikos to knock and then go see if I can fit this dinner roll down the barrel of the gun.
All right.
So, Nikos, you're gonna go forward. How are
Yeah.
you gonna take the
Yeah.
corner as you turn into what is assumedly the door?
Probably duck down a bit low. Try and sneak up on the door so I don't get spotted
Alright.
by anyone like looking
With-
out.
All of you kind of leaning back a little bit, and Nico slowly kind of pieing out that corner, shield up, I'm assuming, making your way towards the
Yeah.
door. I would like you, Nikos, to make me a investigation and a perception.
I did want to
Oh,
stack
okay.
up on Nikos. I'm not moving forward, but I'm the one standing at essentially the top of that trapezoid.
Gotcha.
Man, he
I'll
don't see
wait for
nothing.
people to get out of the way before I actually go stick the dinner roll down the barrel of the gun. But unless something happens, like people start shooting or Nico says something important,
Nikos, as you
or someone
start
notices
to
something, I'm going to that.
as you start to door hinge and kind of like pie out this corner as you're moving towards the incropping or the dug-in, you start to hear it very, very faintly coming out from just behind a very large, large as in thick, almost bank vault door. And looking at it, you're like, that's That's a very thick door in this very thick bunker wall. Why is it off its hinges and leaning to the left, inwards?
Something very big came through here.
Big.
Something big and strong.
I whisper around the corner. Hey, can we move forward yet?
Yeah, well, I think we're safe. Maybe.
I turn the corner. I basically not jump out, but I move out
Right.
from the corner, aiming my 2 pistols forward.
Creep up a bit more, trying to see. So the door's like off its hinges. Can I see into the bunker?
It is pitch black dark inside, but you can see past the top right corner of where the door is like tilted and slanted.
What about my dark vision?
Ah,
Does
you
that
do have dark
assist me?
vision. Dark vision works when there is at least some sense of ambient light. However, you do see in kind of a black and white, you see ceiling. Concrete ceiling.
Very helpful.
Yeah.
Thank you. Okay.
As the rest of you start to approach, you got your pistols up as you're kind of taking the corner with them and moving towards it. Well, Peter, you're crossing past. All of you are now starting to hear this little bitty music box chime coming from inside, just past the unhinged blast door that is this bunker kind of vault.
When it stops, it's gonna blow up.
What do we roll to see if we recognize it?
Roll me history. If you're German, roll advantage.
Yeah.
That's enough exploring. Let's go.
You're gonna have to keep hitting replay on this every
It's a short loop, so I just put it on loop. Yeah. So as you guys are advancing, all of you are like, is that Erica? Is that the German
Played Erica.
tank song? Huh.
It's
That's
Panzerlied is the tank song. You're thinking Monaco, which is the East German one.
This is Erica is actually the German marching song, which
Yep.
is actually from. Dan and I were listening to that while doing our ruck.
yeah. German military marching song Erica, sometimes associated with tankers and the German tank corps, but yeah, it is pretty clear to the three of you that you're like, yeah, this is that's definitely a German song.
British
I've sang this
bunker.
before.
German music. Oh dear.
Oh, well, it's a German song. How about that?
I'm still gonna try and put the roll down the barrel of the gun.
Give me a sleight of hand.
He drops it and just loses the roll.
I look at Nikos and go,
That's what he gets in that 29. Really?
You plug this gun to a point that it can't simply be bore punched anymore. This bread roll has gone fossil, and you manage to cram it in there in a way that it can't be picked out, it can't be blown out. This gun is permanently blocked until like some apt amount of
Someone comes
time
out
is
with
put
an
into
auger.
it. Yeah. Like it's jammed. This is a big old backup. This
"Wait, you
ain't
brought
coming
Sam
out.
too?"
Nobody gives me the raspberry.
Damn.
Yeah, this gun is properly incapacitated.
You don't happen to have any flares on you, do you? I can't
Nico-
see anything in there.
Let me go first. I have a torch and I speak German.
That's great.
All right.
I don't have a light source. I
Sounds
forgot
fine
to
by
get a
me.
new lantern after I threw mine.
Also, Torin, don't forget don't think I didn't forget about my crowbar.
You what?
Shut up.
He's reminding you about his crowbar.
Does anybody want the Bren? I do not want to be carrying a British weapon while going in to talk German.
Isn't it made by the Czechs?
He's not wrong.
That's
Yeah,
right.
this is too early. They wouldn't be able
Yeah.
to identify it as British.
That's right. That's right. Okay.
They might wonder what the fuck a Czech's doing here.
At the same point, does anybody want to carry the Czech weapon?
Let me check my availability.
I'll trade you for a crowbar.
Sounds good.
So,
Great, the little guy's got the machine.
Are you
gun.
making that exchange?
For now.
Okay, Torn, you have the bread.
Just shouldering it like a fucking like one of the dwarves with his pickaxe.
So here you go, Torin.
Oh
There
my
you go.
God.
That's all the information for it.
I've used it before, I think. Yeah.
He's the one who christened it in battle.
That's right. I forgot about that.
You're gonna like lay prone facing the doorway in case anything comes out.
That actually is
Oh,
probably a
crap.
good idea.
I just realized how much damage I just did with that.
Yeah.
Accidentally.
Oop.
Hands it
yeah.
off, immediately NDs into the doorway.
Kills every German in there.
Just 3-round bursts. Ting, ting, ting. Oh god.
Sorry.
So he'll ready up. You kind of shoulder it and get ready as all of you guys get towards this door and you're kind of moving up on it. Essentially, I'll once again resort to the drawing board. You have your sort of receded bunker face where it goes into this culvert, and you have the big old doorway. However, sitting within that is two very visible high-intensity heat blast marks. And the door is sitting inside, currently looking like this, with another big-ass blast mark right in the middle of it. So you can kind of see past it here and here.
Does it look like satchel charges or thermite or whatever?
If you'd like to analyze it, roll me investigation.
Do I get a bonus if
You
it
get
is there?
advantage.
Okay.
like...
Damn.
Okay, what's that?
Nothing.
Oh, I thought that was
I
me
got
that
nothing.
rolled the 3. I was like, damn. Come on, I've been to war.
26.
And something came through here.
That's not a spear. I don't know what could have done that. The rest of you look at it though.
Not a knife.
Peter and Tord, you guys look at it and you're like, well, that's where the hinges would be on this almost ship-like bunker door, so it makes sense that the blast marks would be there, and it would take a good force to push it in, so they detonated something on it. Wilhelm, you look at this and you're like, yep, there's the two mounting points where they stuck specifically 16 and 16 ounces of thermite in a shaped charge that would specifically angle the heat to go inwards to melt. And it looks like they used a composition of explosive powder, likely black powder, with a bit of a phosphorus mix to make it very high heat, high intensity, as well as it having been assumedly shaped in a sort of trapezoid so that when it detonates, the max amount of force would go inwards towards the door, which would make sense because if they melted the hinges with high intense heat thermite, the only thing to move it would be a very intense force, and it seems like they punched this thing in very, very hard. The only question is how it got put back up against the doorway crooked. But looking at this, it's probably got a good 5 to 6 inch dent on the opposite side of the door from this charge that they stuck against it.
Spalling. Would he know if it's a German method or not?
This is a method of breaching and entry that has not really been specifically done yet, but Wilhelm, likely you'll want to put this to memory because it seems like a rather good way to do things.
I turn to Tor and I start whispering to him. Write down exactly what I tell you.
Someone's been reading the manual on demolitions.
And also annotate exactly what this looks like. I'm putting this to use in the future.
The notepad comes out.
And I basically repeat everything he just said, you just said,
Scribble, 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 scribble.
down to the exact
Alright.
amounts that were used.
Both
then
of you, if you want to add to your private notes, simply put breaching technique.
Woo! I think I have a bio spot that has notes.
Yeah.
Additional feature traits. And additional feature traits. There we go. Breaching method.
However, realizing that this was very expertly entered, you're trying to wonder how it got propped up back against the inside of this doorway, considering how heavy this door has to be, but also, you can't see inside at all, and you're still hearing this chime music almost on the opposite side of this door.
How big is the crack in this door?
Beneath, not quite enough for you to slip through. However, above it, Torin or perhaps Hachu, if you really carefully slithered through, could maybe. Well, actually, no.
I
Hachu's
thought we
really.
established Hachu.
Hachu's broad. Yeah, he's wide and broad as fuck. Torin, you're pretty much the only one that could be like kid pushed up through this gap.
Oh God.
Let me try something. Everybody hide around
Alright.
the corner.
All right, I'm gonna
Okay.
go. I'm gonna go around here underneath the gun,
Gotcha.
since I'm basically already over there. Speaking of, is there like a slit I can see through, or is it like a metal shield around the sides of the
You can see through the entire slit. There's no shield or anything. However, it is pitch black inside there.
All right, so who has dark vision?
Me.
I do.
And me.
Since Nikos is over there, I'm gonna wave Hachu over, and I'm gonna say, Hachu, come look at this.
All
Try
right.
to gesture up at the.
Mein Name ist Goldman Schwarz. Ich bin als Verstärkung hier.
Oh god, German.
Alright, I'm just checking stuff. So once I see them out of the way, I go up to the door. And I say it loud. I don't yell it, but I say it very loudly, like towards the crack. Hallo, mein Name ist Wilhelm Schwarz. Ich bin als Verstärken hier.
As you say that kind of into the doorway, you can hear the faint kind of back wall echo. But it's only one like singular echo in the back. Give me a perception roll as we go over to Sneck with using his periscope dark vision. Give me investigation, Sneck.
All right.
Ooh, damn.
I got now one.
He puts his eyes right up against the little like bunker slit to try to look through. You can't see shit. It is dark. In fact, if anything, you're actually blinking a couple times as you lean back up from it because the sunlight outside is like, oh god, adjusting eyes. Okay, going like razor thin for a moment. Wilhelm, you put your ear out and you listen. You literally hear the slight shuffle, very, very slight shuffle of dust from your voice reverberating from inside there. But nothing.
I
The
say
music
remove
stops.
the door.
Ah. Is da Jaman drin?
No response. No, nothing other than your own voice kind of bouncing inside there off one of the walls.
What are the odds that it is someone trying to hide from whatever else is out here? Or they perceive to be out here?
Okay. Since I don't hear anything in German, I'm literally gonna switch to English and be like, "Hello. I am here to help. Is anybody there?"
You hear
Speaks in
a
English, should I German accent?
you hear in a split second after each of those words one echo of your voice off one of the back walls in this concrete, but not a single sound, not even dust is really moving.
Okay.
Just the
Everyone?
little chime on the opposite side of this door.
There's nothing there that I can discern. I say we try to group pull this door out of the way.
That's a lot of door.
You have a...
Let me try.
Wilhelm, you have a light? Why don't you try and look through the, slit thing, bunker hole over here?
Good idea. Actually, I'm gonna do something, and I want you to do something at the same time. First off, do you have any grenades on you in case we need them?
Ah,
I've got
Yes.
one.
everyone should have
I got
one.
one too.
Yeah, everybody should have a couple. All right. So, I light a torch, use it to light
God's
another
sake.
torch. I hand one torch to you. On my count, put the torch inside.
Like, throw it inside or just stick
Throw it
the
inside, yeah.
lit end?
Oh, throw it or place it, just kind of like heave it inside.
Ah.
Alright, I'm gonna do it through like that top hole.
Okay.
But before I do that, I'm gonna deploy my force ballista.
Ah.
And have
And
it
Torian
sit
goes
in-
falling off the side.
It's tiny. It's literally tiny. It's smaller than the Brent.
Yeah.
And I'm just gonna have it sit there, aimed at the door, and I'm gonna basically I'm gonna look at it and talk to it. And you guys are really confused why I'm talking to a cannon. If anything comes out that door, or if that door shifts at all, you shoot.
Gives a little like sort of somehow
down.
nod, like a little like stick bug.
Did the gun
Does
just...
it have a name?
I haven't named it yet. No, it's on my to-do list. Ready, Peter?
Ah.
Brain racking sounds.
Racks the brain.
Eins, zwei, drei, and I throw it in.
I throw it in just a moment after you do, because I don't understand what you're counting. I figure you're counting, but I didn't know we were going on 3.
On 3 or after 3?
It's a little bit of a stunted. So you're throwing your. What are you throwing it again, Wilhelm?
Lit torches, and
lit
we're
torch?
throwing one torch in the crack of the door and the other in the slit of the gun hole, or the slit
Yeah,
of
gun
the.
hole.
So
lookout thing.
the gun slit. Okay, yeah, that
It's
works.
got to be big enough for the gun, right? You said it was
Yeah.
like a 2-inch, 3-inch gun?
Yeah, that works. Yeah, alright. So, as you guys toss these in, I would like those of you who are trying to peek inside to give me investigation. However, you can now do it with advantage.
Oh, advantage. Hang on, let me roll it twice then.
Never
You don't
mind.
have to worry about it. You don't have to worry about the advantage.
Yeah.
Am I good to
Yeah,
go
you
out
can,
closer?
you can too.
Yeah. All right. With advantage.
Poor Hachu.
Well, yeah, 22.
Oh, wait, yeah, 22.
I
Okay, I was looking at the nat 1. Oops. Oh, Nikos.
Yeah, that was earlier.
Where is your roll? There it is.
I don't know. I clicked it, but the system just ate it.
It popped
No,
up.
it says 13 and 9.
Yeah, it just took
I
a
know.
moment.
I just clicked it now, but I clicked it earlier
Hmm.
and nothing came up.
Weird. Sometimes it doesn't
be
always
like that.
register. Okay,
Doesn't
yeah.
like me.
You guys look inside. Peter, let me go back to bunker drawing extravaganza. What you see over here is this, and what looks like a little access point where a door is left open. Sitting inside here is a gun on a big swivel mount with a long barrel. It's one of those kind of open breech cannons, and there's a smattering of spent casings on the ground and the shell rack in the corner.
How many rounds are spent from the shell rack? Is it empty?
About 6. It's about half spent.
Okay.
What is the caliber of? I'm just kidding. I'm not over there, so.
You said it was like a 76 or something.
No, it's not a 76. It's a, trying to remember. Help me out here. It's the gun that was on the early Matilda. It was like a 2.
Yeah,
What was it?
The 2-pounder.
The 2-pounder, yeah. It's a little, very, somewhat longer barreled 2-pounder,
QF2.
cannon. QF2, thank you. Yeah, it's a little 2-pounder gun. Nothing much, but the length of the barrel on this one would notion that it's meant for shooting a bit further.
Does it have the squeeze bore adapter?
No. That would be fun, though.
No, this is Patrick.
Is Malaysia
Is there any like blood or anything in there?
No blood, no refuse,
Fire
no
damage, nothing?
no
It
fire
just looked
damage.
like they just walked out.
From this angle here, it looks like some casings were spent and it was left empty.
Does it look like there's frost or anything in there?
Nah, just
is
looks.
everything like frosty? It just looks
If
like
I had
was
to,
left-
it looks still, like it's not moved for a little bit. However, you guys looking over and at the door,
Mayonnaise and instruments.
you see a somewhat longer room that seems to have what looks like some furniture in the back, a few desks, and there seems to be two sort of access hallways branching off to the left.
Question: is the door propped against the frame or from the inside, like propped out?
It's on the inside of the door sill, and it's leaned up against the door sill itself.
So if essentially we'd have to push to open it.
You'd have to push it to knock it over, yeah.
I look at my cannon and I go, shoot.
Alright, I'm gonna assume Torin is a little bit behind the shield, and you're obviously not within lethal range of it. So you'll hear a nice, loud, thunderous boom as just sheer force, like blunt force, hits the middle of this door, launches it inwards as it hits the ground, and the music stops with the loud, heavy boom and the scrape of metal across the ground for a bit as the door is now sitting in the middle of the floor here.
I yelled in, I go, I tried to knock.
Should have gone with hello, I am Wilhelm Schultz.
There is not a sound other than your voice
We're here to talk to you about
reverberating.
your homeowner's insurance.
Have you heard about Jesus Christ, your Lord and Savior?
Free real estate.
We have a moment to talk about the plight of the kobold race.
I'm here representing disadvantaged kobolds, so I'm here to sell candy.
See, it's part of the atheist Jewish
What?
Catholic plot. That's what it is. And you
Raising
can't tell
funds
me
so
I'm
that
wrong either.
kobolds don't be raised in museums.
I shoot the door and all of a sudden you hear,
God. As you guys, the three of you over, actually the four of you over near the door, since Peter and Hachu are looking through the weapon slit, I want the four of you over here to make me investigation rolls, please.
normal ones?
Yep, normal investigation.
Oh, shit. My bad.
God, my
That's fine.
fire today. Knock on wood.
Just for record, Torin is standing like, not in like right in front of the door, but in a line with the door, like
Okay.
there-ish, like just staring in. Fuck.
Gotcha.
Like, my cannon is like between your legs,
Oh God. Just
shooting from basically underneath you, because tiny objects can share spaces,
Mhm.
and you're a small object.
Leroy, give me investigation, please. We also need one from you.
Oh, I still have advantage.
I probably.
Hachu, what you doing? There we go. All four of you kind of step forward a little bit. Torin, you're hanging a little bit back as the room illuminates a bit better. Let me post a rough picture of what we're looking at. Of course, this isn't perfectly to scale and exactly, but this gives you a rough idea, of course, minus the Prussian flags. There's a bit of kind of military office furniture, a couple of those filing tables, what looks like some paperwork kind of scattered about, and it has that...
Door.
The door is pretty much laying like right in the middle of the floor of this kind of longer room. Everything, kind of like in the gun room, looks very still, like it hasn't been touched for a minute. However...
Ceiling still?
Hmm?
Is there a hole in the ceiling like there is in the picture?
No. Like I said, the picture's a rough example of it, just minus the lights and flags and stuff. Yeah, it's all concrete walls, very drab. However, let's see, 19, 23, 18, 24. Wilhelm and Torin, both of you guys lock in, assumingly because you're looking a little more direct on with it. On the back wall, and I'll use it with the little red color, there is a very dusted and old, but very visible blood splatter up on the middle of the wall.
This just keeps getting better.
I'm gonna call out from around the corner. Nikos, could a siren get them up here?
We're pretty far away from the water. Maybe.
I mean, how about we go in a small team and investigate? Just remember, no German.
By the way, this gun was operated to half ammunition capacity and is now just abandoned as it stands. No signs of a struggle or anything.
Well, we found
Looks like the crew just walked away halfway through operation.
Can I make a roll to confirm that we're too far out for a siren?
You can confirm that you're too far out for a siren to get here.
Okay. Yeah.
The door was
I was
put
about
back
to start
on the
plugging my ears.
inside. I'm not the only one who realizes this, right?
Which was that, Torn?
The door was put back up from the inside.
Yes, that's why I shot it that way.
No,
Otherwise, I
that-
would
that
send my
means-
cannon and shoot it the other way.
That means whatever, but the door there is still there.
Whoever's taking point, I'm gonna cast Virtue on before they breach. Or not Virtue. Yeah, is it Virtue? Yeah, Virtue for some extra hit points. Just decide whoever that is and do that.
I should take point.
All right.
I'm gonna be
When
right
you
over
start,
your
when you
shoulder.
get ready to, you'll have about 10 seconds of extra hit points for your fast and hard breach. So,
Thank you.
See, Torn is
first
invigorated
order?
by the power of machine gun.
when do you want?
Are you gonna stack up with them?
Yeah, he's gonna stack up with.
All right.
All
When
right.
do you want me?
He's like
When do you want me
doing
to?
Now.
No, but
Hang on. Let me.
he's doing like the Shaggy from Scooby Doo Shudder though. Like
Oh, he's shaking as you're moving up with them.
the
my
magazine on the
God.
gun. It's like.
Oh.
Leroy, why don't you
so-
stay out here with our Russian friend, and you guys don't stay out here too long. If you notice no movement, come in after us.
And if you do notice the movement, shout.
Yeah, that's valid.
Was it 1d4 plus 5? Is my spellcasting bonus?
I
Whatever
believe-
your
You should see it on your
proficiency
spells.
or
Yeah.
proficiency
Spell
plus
attack bonus.
Wisdom.
I believe so. Yeah, your spell attack bonus plus 1d4.
Hey, I got seven extra hit points for the next 10 seconds.
7?
Move
Sweet.
fast and hard.
Alright.
Alright.
Got
First
it.
doorway, go.
So as you guys breach in, Nico's taking point with the shield up, almost like a prelude to future SWAT tactics. Wilhelm with 2 Lugers over one shoulder and the side of the shield, Torn on the other with the friggin' LMG kind of heavy, half ready to holding the wooden handle on top of it. There's the 3 of you breach into this room and kind of take either corner in the middle of the kind of hallway here and kind of aim inwards and scan. Using the previous investigation rolls, which were plenty high enough for what you need, you realize there is no contacts in here. In fact, you guys are actually making some of the dust move back into the air as it's raising up little by little. You're seeing some of those thicker dust particles kind of floating by. Not a single sound. What you do notice with those rolls, there's obviously what seems to be paperwork and maps and notes being written. Or at least there was. Everywhere where there should be a piece of paper or a envelope or information, including inside the filing cabinets, all seem to be like halfway open. It looks like this place was ransacked for any bit of paperwork possible. In addition to that, all 3 of you at kind of the same time noticing that, look back, you see the blood splatter on the back of the wall about torso height. The 3 of you are experienced enough to know that looks like a 2 or 3 tap from a smaller submachine gun that seems to have done that. And then you see a trail of what seems to be additional dripping blood from assumedly that target moving forward, and I'll continue drawing this. Moving forward and towards here, you also see a sort of scuffed into dust and dirt movement and what seems to be some bloody boots, or bloody boot prints and scoop marks here. And then I'll draw this in orange. At your feet is a absolute tirade of about, maybe 80 to 100 spent shell casings. And you also see a handful of them scattered about nearby the blood as well.
Are these open corridors or are these doorways?
These look like open corridors from this angle.
Okay, I go.
All right.
I
Yeah, I'll
go.
probably go to this one.
I was actually gonna send my turret to look down that way real quick.
No, well,
But you can look down it too. You have a
Yeah.
turret.
Alright. So, Nikos and the turret are going to go to the further one, and the two of you are going to check out the first one.
Yes.
Alright. With kind of a unified nod, you guys move as two teams tightly packed together. You realize this room overall is maybe 6 people wide. Like, you can move 6 abreast through it, minus some of the furniture in the way and whatnot. So as you break into 2 teams and you move towards it, the shield bypassing the first door with the cannon and peeking in, I would like both teams to give me investigation rolls. No, they're not Hawaiian rolls, they're investigation rolls.
come on, man.
Ooh.
You got the shield up.
You're outside.
Yeah.
Hotcher, why do you investigate?
Said both teams, so I thought never mind.
All good, I get you. Well, and Torn, as you guys get to the first one, Torn, you kind of skip across the doorway to hit the opposite corner as you guys kind of pie out in an X pattern the doorway. And you do kind of a cross-thread breach. Torn, just somehow you guys kind of know what you're doing. Torn, you go low and you hook left as soon as you enter the door.
It's not like you can go high.
Exactly. And Wilhelm, you obviously going high with your dual pistols, hook right, and then pie into the room. What you guys see in the room is essentially this shape. And what you have is a smattering of beds and a handful of footlockers. Give me a moment here. I have a actual picture, roughly, of what you're kind of looking at.
Oh yeah,
Picture of Hitler's
deploy
numbers.
machine gun to kneecap height.
Yeah. So the right wall looks kind of like this, a series of beds with slight gear posts, and then in the opposite corner on the left from you guys is the footlockers, a couple of them stacked up, and then the left sort of hall access to the cannon room.
Alright, so I'm gonna take that left hallway access, and then when I make eye contact with Hachu or someone like that, I'm gonna kind of like, I'm gonna look at him and be like, come into the first room.
Alrighty. You'll kind of peek around to him. You guys will see his head peek around and hear him say that, and you'll be able to start following through the front door. Since he pies straight to there, Torin, I would like you to give me a perception roll while they do this. What's up, Peter?
I would like to examine the casings on the floor, as I assume I see them as I walk in, just to see what they are.
Alrighty. Give
you want
me
investigation?
investigation, yeah. As you
No
step
fucking
in,
clue.
as you step in, you hear a little ching ching, and you look down. It is a whole lot of 40 caliber casings.
40? Who the fuck uses 40 now? Like, actually? You mean 45?
No.
Furious
You're
googling
asking too many
sounds.
questions.
Yeah. Who the what give me the actual fucking cartridge.
Can you
I
read
rolled a
the
19.
can you read the company name that made the
No. I got the. Let me grab the caliber here really quick.
That shit's just got necks on it. It's military rounds.
Hey,
Let me
all our
double-
ammo's branded.
I stand corrected. These ones were not in 40. No,
Yeah,
okay, they
40
weren't
was
in 40.
invented in the
Okay, it wasn't 40. I was thinking of No, I was thinking of the wrong submachine gun. It's not 40. This one is actually a 9mm Parabellum. I'm thinking of the
that's
wrong
all
machine
right.
gun. The machine gun that I got. Okay. I got my two calibers mixed up. Whoops. Yep. Okay. Yeah, it's 9mm Parabellum.
Can I read the manufacturer off the head stamp?
You take a peek at it. It seems to be something in German.
Alright, I'm gonna pick up a case and I'm gonna carry it in to show Torin whenever he's done with the thing, and Wilhelm whenever he comes back in.
You better be ready for a nat 20 on bullshit.
Yeah.
You see, it says this.
Smells it, he like
I
licks
looked at
it.
No, it doesn't.
Go Torin fail his perception.
No. So Torin, as you're entering that room, with Wilhelm kind of going to the corner to signal to them and check out the rest of it, you look and you see beside the footlocker. You don't see it as you guys first breached, but when you look at it and you're noticing the details, there is a very significant divot in the ground, almost like a like kind of dug into the concrete, and there is a very nasty mix of smoke streaks going up the wall to the ceiling, and then kind of spreading out over the ceiling.
We're gonna approach that and look closer.
All right, as you go up to it, give me investigation.
At this point is when I make it back into the room.
Ah, man.
Damn.
It is a black blob of something burnt.
Aha! Look, a fire.
Before you guys can do that, Nikos, you go pie in the corner and you take the other room, and you kind of enter it expecting it to be a bit bigger, because you end up bumping into a tipped over chair. It is a small room, and it also reeks, and it is also entirely soot covered and black and molten and not super pleasant. You essentially stumble into this, and let me post the picture here.
He found the latrine.
Yeah, or something.
You stumble into this, except everything in there that used to be telegraphing, mapping, and radio and listening equipment is in the state of the second picture.
Oh. Alright. Well, someone definitely had a fire here. Alright, I'm gonna come back out and regroup.
Alright.
My cannon literally is following you around like a puppy.
Aw.
Good cannon. Good cannon.
As you come stepping back out, Peter got some of the shell casings and pocketing them. You realize it's a lot of 9mm that seems to be exchanged. You see Nikos coming around, and all of you are kind of able to reconvene either at the entrance of or inside, essentially, the barracks quarters.
Bunch of burned equipment in there. Reeks, too.
Looks like German pistol ammunition. I'm gonna kind of wave the pistol cartridge at anyone who looks interested.
Oh boy, it's brass. I'm gonna reload it just for you, buddy.
Because it almost looks like something that I might be using.
Ah.
Oh, gimme. Let me look.
MacGyver it.
Alright, I'll hand you a couple.
Snatch hands.
Smith casings from, oh no, did DWM make 9mm Parabellum? We're gonna go with DWM.
I kind of want to default to DWM, but I'm actually double checking because I recall there were 3 major manufacturers in Germany. So I'm double checking.
9mm was
so.
invented by DWM.
So
Okay.
yeah, they probably.
So yeah, it'd probably be DWM then.
He taps it, gives it a little lick. He like
Ew.
flicks it and then holds it up next to his ear to listen to how it rings.
Damn it. Torn, you look at this. I can't even be angry at that. You look at this, you give it a little taste, and you kind of look at the marks going across the side of it. It was a side-fed, magazine side-fed submachine gun, that's for sure. And you kind of look at it and you start jotting your memory. German-made, 9mm, side-fed. And it kind of hits you in the head. This was fired from an MP-28.
It just looks up at Peter.
Look at the markings here. See, the magazine was fed from the side. This is a 9mm millimeter parabellum from an MP38. That's it. Yes.
He said 28.
I don't believe you.
He
It's a
passes it
bullet.
back.
You know, you scare me sometimes.
Me?
You know, there's a
Nothing there
bunch of
right
bigger
now, though.
cartridges in the next room. I'm gonna kind of point over towards the gun room.
What do I look like to you?
Push.
Kobold. And the gun nerd.
Yeah.
I'm gonna move my way over and meet up with Nikos again.
Alright.
Yep.
You said everything was burned?
Yeah, everything's burning there. Looks like probably a bunch of equipment.
Did you notice anything in terms of a body, given the blood goes that way?
No, I didn't.
I'm gonna follow the blood and see what I can see.
Alright. Wilhelm, give me investigation on the comms room. And, Torn, give me investigation for cannon room. And the rest of you that are kind of standing by, give me investigation for the big smolder spot in the corner of the barracks.
I hate it. I know exactly what happened here, but Kobold hasn't seen half of it, so I can't say anything.
I apparently am in my element with being in a bunker.
Right? You're like, I'm cozy. This is nice. I could retire here.
This place is surprisingly comfortable. And I don't know why.
His
Uh,
mother was here.
we need Hachu and Leroy to also make me investigations, please.
Okay, what? Alright, my advantage is turned off. Nat 20, baby, let's go!
Damn! Alright.
Rude. I'll look the fuck out of my
Ooh.
room.
Also, I'm gonna take a look at the. You said there are foot lockers in the room with the hole too, right?
Yep.
Are they like locked or are they unlocked at the moment?
We'll be able to get to that. It's kind of an overall of the
Alright.
barracks room. So we'll go with
Fair.
comms room first. Wilhelm, you've seen high intensity heat in small concrete areas with metals and electronics. Somebody tossed a whole awful lot of thermal barracks and thermite charges into here and just set them off. Everything's molten, everything's melted and charred. If there was a body in here, there's almost nothing left of it. It got cremated and became part of the machine.
Hey,
Yeah, it did not fare super well. Everything in there looks like that second picture, including some of the wall and most of the floor.
looks like that one Soviet guy that went back to Earth. That wasn't in this.
Re-entered orbit as slag.
Yeah. And then made the Politburo look at his charred body.
Yeah, it's like, hey guys, how's it going? Torn, 21 investigation, look at you. You step into the cannon room, instantly, right off the bat. Oh, QF 2-pounder. Cool. Usually that's on
I
British
told you he was a gun
tanks.
nerd.
Oh, hey, get down there, cool.
And you look at
I
the
told you were a gun nerd!
you look at the casings on the ground, 6 of them having been spent. You can tell with how haphazardly they're laying about. It seems like this was a one-man operation who just let them drop down onto his boot or onto the floor as they kind of rolled. You look over at the other spare shells sitting on the side that weren't touched, and you realize, well, there's one in the gun or on standby, and then there's 12 total on the rack, so it wasn't meant for super heavy use, just basic emergency use. And you kind of feel yourself cringe a little bit because your inner gun care nerd feels a little bad. It would seem, being the way that you kind of breech load this gun, let me find, I wonder if they actually have, God, why is
Don't
it the
forget,
fish loading gif?
You all know I put the
Dinner roll in there.
dinner roll in the barrel.
Yes.
Right.
Just thinking that. Corn's actually cringing more for the dinner roll being stuck in this pristine thing than.
Well, he's While he's investigating that, I'm gonna call out to Wilhelm, and I'm going to ask him, how many people do you think would be needed to work a gun like this?
1.
Like, how much would an actual crew be? I assume not one guy. I
4.
think it's cruel to leave one person in a bunker like this.
4 to 6, I'd say.
How many beds are there?
6.
How many beds are there? 6?
I can't find that old GIF.
What's wrong with it?
As you look at it, Torn, it looks like they were trying to rapid feed shells so quickly that after one was starting to eject, and it looks like they tried to grab it and assisted pull it out, and it's in a... If you could picture your cannon breech where it lowers down, you shove the shell in, and it closes up behind it. Picture... Actually, here's a good visual for you. Remember the first female ship captain that got the ship stuck sideways in the Suez Canal?
Uh-huh.
The brass casing is bent and jammed into the feeding breech like that.
I was gonna say, isn't the QF 2-pounder technically semi-automatic?
It can be.
Yeah, the breech block closes automatically on it when you shove a round in. And then it automatically ejects it.
And look, it froze, alright?
It fires, kicks back, and it ejects it. But
Yeah,
if
and then
there's
you have to load the
anything,
round by-
you have to manually load it in. But if it's obscuring, or anything is obscured or trying to catch it or assistant, it will jam on itself. And the way it's stuck in there, it's basically Suez Canal ship stuck on either side of the it's jammed sideways.
So great, the breech jammed close on a piece of
Here's
hot
a
brass and
picture of a
mushroomed it in
2-pounder.
place.
2-pounder
Yeah.
loaded.
Yeah,
There
dude,
you go.
but-
I know exactly. I understand exactly what happened. It sounds to me like somebody. This is me out of character, but it sounds to me like somebody was in the way when the shell tried to eject, and that the breech closed on the cartridge on the way out.
And it's just...
Oh, this gun is kiboshed.
But other than that, nothing else inside this room other than it looks like they were trying to rapid fire some shells off and fucked up the reload process, making it inoperable in any timely fashion to get it operable once again.
Double is gonna take a 2-pounder shell.
You're just gonna backpack it. Alright, add 2-pounder AP shell to your inventory.
Live or spent.
Well, live, duh.
Yeah,
Yeah, 'cause
alright.
there's no HE for the 2-pounder, is there?
Nope.
It's all AP.
It's all AP or freaking that soft head bullshit that they had for infantry personnel.
No, they didn't. They didn't use those. They didn't have those until after the war started.
Oh, was that after? Okay.
Yeah, it was after the whole fight in France. They were like, "Wait a minute, high explosive would be useful." And then it turned out to be shit because 1.5 inch high explosive is shit.
It doesn't do shit. So yeah, you'll pocket
Canister,
or
however.
backpack a canister
They
shot.
didn't make that though.
Yeah, I know.
You'll
Only the U.S. used canister.
oh yeah, you'll pocket a AP 2-pounder shell. The rest of you looking around, Peter and Leroy, you're more so just kind of taking in the small space, the dust. You feel kind of weird because these dust particles are likely settling on your eyeball, and you don't like the thought of that as more dust is starting to pick up as you guys move around more. God.
Everything's asbestos.
Hachu and Nikos, as you guys step in. Nikos, you're like, hey, Foot Locker, these look cool. And you're trying to open them up. And as you flip them open, you realize, oh, they're almost nearly empty. They've been ransacked and run through for any paperwork or information. The uniforms are still in there, patches, slight gear items, 1 or 2 personal items that seem to be like a picture frame or something. But it seems like it was pilfered through for anything of importance that, or would have been important, that was taken out already.
Do the
Hachu.
uniforms have any names on them by chance? Or
No
are they
names,
just,
no tags, no information. They're just your
Alright.
standard tan British khaki uniform. Not even a patch on them. They are completely unmarked. Hachu, with that 27.
One second, guys.
Oh,
He's gone.
Oh
Oh.
no.
Fading into the
Oh.
distance.
He's been reclaimed by the shadows.
Oh no.
So yeah, when the time comes, Torin has not forgotten about the music. He's still very stressed out about not understanding what happened here. It's kind of funny, is a trope you've noticed. When he doesn't understand, he just gets mad and then looks
Yeah.
hurt. So there's gonna be more attempted scouring.
Perfect. Because the music box has been playing.
Yeah, exactly.
After the door got knocked in, it went quiet.
Yeah, I know.
Mm.
That's what I
I
don't
don't know
like.
what you mean. I think that's just fine. Ain't nothing wrong with that.
Still, there's the fact that something had to put the door up from the inside. Yeah.
Beady 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 beady. Gray, I like this song. Gray tinged suburbs. Very very ambiance, much dust.
My wife threw a what's it called? She
Child?
threw something in the trash, but it sounded like something like my kids knocking something over on themselves. So I wanted to make sure nobody was dying.
Ah, gotcha.
Look at you being a good dad and stuff.
Lame.
Hey, if they die, they die. It's just natural selection.
Damn.
Yeah, dude, if your kid trips and like wipes himself out on the kitchen floor, like, I mean, just get a new one.
Just walk in, grab a beer, say skill issue, and walk out.
We here in the Due West don't find child
Jesus
abuse a good thing, but we do find it hilarious.
We don't condone child abuse, however, we do find it hilarious.
We all
Yes.
remember tripping and falling and dad sitting on the couch just going, you're fine.
You're fine, get up, stop crying. God.
What was the light armor vehicle that used the canister shot in World War II?
There was a lot of
The
those.
Stewart.
M3, the M3 Stewart and the M5 Stewart, anything American with the 37mm gun, because
Yeah.
we Americans, we love our shotguns, and the bigger the better.
Yeah.
We did make a flechette round for the
We
one.
carried that over into Vietnam. We're like, yo, this recoilless gun is now a recoilless shotgun.
Bro,
Want to see me make
we
that
have-
tree line disappear with 100,000 darts?
We have a canister round for the M1 Abrams. Apparently, the Ukrainians love it.
Dude, we have a JDAM that drops darts that drop with the power of gravity and the sun.
That canister shot sounds awesome. It's fucking high anti-personnel, low damage to surrounding buildings.
Yeah. You say low damage until it hits a bunch of grass huts, and then you'll say quite differently.
Yeah,
I would like
those,
to. I would
yes.
like to provide you guys with XM1028
Yeah.
canister, firing like 1,000 tungsten balls at Mach Jesus out of an Abrams tank gun.
Jesus
Oh,
Christ.
yeah, I've seen
Yep.
that.
Yep.
I'm trying to remember the specific light armor vehicle.
Those poor Afghan mud huts. You might be thinking of the M3 Greyhound. You could be thinking of the M20. You could be thinking of any smattering of light
The
armored
M20
cars.
only had a 50.
Oh wait, yeah, I did only have the 50. It was the turret ring.
Oh, you remember the little Dodge truck with the 37mm gun
Yeah.
on the back?
Could be that
Was it
too.
tank destroyer?
Thank you. M8 Greyhound, Luke. M8 Greyhound.
Ah, Greyhound. Okay.
M8. That's exactly what I was thinking of.
Oh god, I love the M8.
I love that thing so
Greyhounds
much.
It's
are
one of my
cute.
favorite vehicles. It's got the wheels, it's got the gun, it goes zoom zoom, one kill to King Tiger.
Jeez.
With canister shell. No, just
Yeah.
No, not with a canister shell, with a lot of AP in a lot of very critical positions.
40 AP shells later. We're out of ammo, but we got him. We redlined his engine.
40, it's you know, he's not out of ammo, it's a freaking 37. They have 800 bajillion rounds on board. And they weigh as much as
what was the predecessor to the M8? Was it the M1?
The predecessor?
there wasn't really a predecessor to the M1.
Yeah, they never really
There was an
replaced it.
M1 armored car, but like only the M8 saw actual field service.
I mean, there was the Chaffee.
That's a
No.
light tank though. It
Yeah.
has a 75.
Light armored car.
Whose check were we on?
You're thinking the M2
Yeah.
scout car? That had a machine gun.
Might be thinking of
believe
the
you're
M2.
on mine.
We're on Hachu. I'm trying to figure out how to rationalize a nat 20 and how he would understand this check.
Yo, I see squares.
You actually, I know how. Okay. Semi-slight trigger warning for the listeners, but this is gonna lean real heavily and awesome into Hachu's abilities. You flit your tongue a couple times because you can quite literally taste sound and sight and air. You almost all of your perception isn't even that much audible or visual. Snakes do most everything through the glands in their mouth and the flitting of their tongue. You flit your tongue a little bit, and you kind of look up at the ceiling, look towards the burn mark. You kind of take in everything and the smells and the ambience around you, and your eyes go like razor thin for a half moment. I'm going to send you a DM real quick just to double check so I know for backstory.
Good question. I don't think so. I don't.
Probably no.
I mean, he's
dignified.
Smell.
He's more civilized. Oh, smell for sure. With your raising alone, you've definitely smelled. But has he particularly partaken in that, or has he remained relatively civilized in that matter?
No.
Okay. Gotcha. So, you've never done so, but being in the deep south and some of the critters, some of the monsters down there, and some smells of various, and you being able to taste some smells, you realize that not one, but multiple bodies have been set ablaze and essentially cooked within this area. And as you kind of start taking that in, you're like, yeah, that definitely smells like old burnt flesh. That smells like charred body. You're kind of focusing it all, and you're starting to taste burnt paper, burnt manila, bits of wood, slagged metal and aluminum and glass parts, burnt rubber, that same phosphate smell and taste that you got off of the thermite marks around the door and on the cable outside. And all of it kind of narrows down to specifically this slagged in kind of divot in the back wall and in the floor. And you realize there used to be upwards of 3 or 4 bodies and a mess of paperwork, gear, uniforms, boots, pretty much anything that didn't want to be kept around was piled here and set ablaze with thermite very rapidly.
Oh boy, how pleasant. Well, at least they weren't burned alive, maybe.
Huh?
Uh,
You talking about
so,
the fire?
at least 3 to 4 bodies were burned in here,
Oh,
along with tons of paperwork.
Lovely.
And with the thermite, I may add.
That explains the smell.
that seems excessive.
I remember the other one I was thinking of. Sorry. I know it's sideways. The M20 is the other one I was thinking of, because that one had the side skirts. But that only had a machine gun on it.
Yeah, that's the APC version of the M8.
There has to be something here.
You better put an M8 Greyhound on the cover.
God
I
damn it.
love M8.
Maybe.
They're like my favorite friggin' thing.
Just a small one in the back. I know, it's just one of the best vehicles of all time.
But as you look, you realize, yeah, there is one spot of blood around boot prints, assumedly where somebody maybe bled down their leg. There is a little bit of spatter on the back wall around a couple casings. And the blood dripping that drops into the slagged cave that is the old comms room. there is a mess of casings outside the thermite breached door, or inside the thermite breached door, and the little 2-pounder gun seems to have been rapid fired to the point that they jammed it in their attempt to get off as many shells as possible. In addition to everything having been ransacked and dug through very rapidly before bodies, gear, and anything else of importance was set ablaze in a very small, tight-packed bundle with various amounts of thermite and thermal barracks.
Was this in the bedroom or in the radio room?
Barracks room. That black spot in the corner where the cement is kind of melted into and slagged into, that big kind of slag bubble is a mix of multiple materials and other stuffs. It is beyond, like, recognition anymore. It is all just fused into slag.
Slag.
There's like one boot left.
Maybe. If even that. The boot looks all bubbled and, like, slagged over, too, if even that. That much high-intensity heat in a small area, nothing really remains.
Torin's gonna step back in the middle, and whatever you want to let me roll here, he's gonna really just try to see something.
Give me insight.
Okay.
Well, you needed a 5 to at least get this one. You won't really have the insight cross your mind to, like, check other areas, but this one crosses your mind. The music box stopped when the door flew in and landed. What's under the door?
Oh God. He's gonna turn. How flat is this door on the ground?
It's crooked. It's about 2 inches off the ground.
He's gonna like lay down and like peek under this door.
So the inside of it that is currently laying down flat on the ground is where the large rotating sort of door handle is. So it's kind of propped against that handle, so you can actually see a little bit underneath it. It's also kind of propped up on a bunch of freshly squished brass casings, and you can see a little trace amount of blood, very old and like dark colored, dusted over, having been scuffed a bit by the door scooting over it. And at the corner of this little blood pit, there is a tiny little bitty, about 1 inch by 1 inch, little wooden box.
Can we reach that?
Make me a sleight of hand.
You definitely stole that box.
So you have to lay on your chest a little bit, but you reach your arm in and your claws get a hold of it and you pull it out. It is a 1 inch by 1 inch by 1 inch little bitty wooden cube, and it has a tiny little, teeny tiny like pocket watch style hinge on one side of it, where there is a tiny seam running around the middle of the box.
Gonna pop it open.
You explode.
You die.
Yeah, we're all fucking dying the moment you open this.
Oh god.
Hope you guys have backup characters.
Let me find this.
Happy out a few.
Time to bring in my forged domain dwarf.
I'm sorry, I'm just playing a character. Okay?
As he flips it open with his thumb, there is a little bitty brass. You know how a music box works. It's a bunch of little dimples on a rotating cylinder that hits the little spoons, right? And it makes the spoons make a little sound. You flip it open and it automatically starts spinning. The cylinder is completely smooth. Like shiny smooth. Yet as it starts to spin automatically, slowly but surely, the little spoons are flicking on what seems to be almost invisible pegs, as you hear.
Oh, that's nice.
He holds it up happily.
Look.
Playing a different song now.
It is. Oh god, it is.
Roll me a history or arcana, Torn.
What's the over-under on that being cursed?
High.
That's what I'm getting.
It's not cursed, and thankfully you needed a 16 for this. You've heard about these. A good handful of them were made in Austria by a musician.
Adolf Hitler.
No.
It's not a painting.
The musician, albeit having gone deaf, really, really liked music and ended up hitting up a rather magical fellow to create this little device, a handful of them. They've kind of been lost and obscure, and you remember, oh, well, these were cool things. Maybe like royalty still have one buried away somewhere. It was nicknamed a soul box. Essentially, the box will take a little tiny bit of an analysis of you as a person, and essentially anybody who holds it and flips it open to play, it kind of plays what it intends or decides is that person's sort of life or purpose or intention or destination, sort of who they are, who they're gonna be. It uses a very advanced chronomancy spell.
I know what theme this is.
Well, I don't.
Sounds familiar, but I can't place it.
You know what it is. Yeah, he's just standing here, like, gawking at it, like, entranced, like, happy.
Torn, you alright?
Yeah.
Okay, good.
Just this is very nice.
Well, why is it playing a different song?
Because it's my song.
I'm gonna kind of stare at you quizzically.
Oh, sorry. It's a really advanced piece of technology and magic. It's I guess you call it a soul box. It plays the music that it feels is yours. It's a little piece of you.
So, why would someone leave that here?
That is a frightening question.
Roll me another history check, Torn.
16.
As it kind of slows down and then starts going back to speed again, continuing to play, you recall it will basically replay that song perpetually forever if it is left open, but it will play the song of the last person who touched it.
Oops, so I just overwrote the song of the person who touched it last.
Yeah, well, we all know it was Erica.
Who?
Mm-hmm.
A German song.
Which wasn't
Oh, yeah.
published until 1938, by the way.
Who? Damn, that's rough.
Hey, man.
It wasn't published in 1938.
It wasn't published till 1938.
I
Yeah.
thought it was published. No, because I thought they had it played in World War One. That was
Yeah.
a World War One German marching song.
It was a folk song for a while, but it wasn't fully published until then. But go on.
My confusion here is that it appears the Germans sieged this bunker and made it out. They thermited the line. There's no corpses here. They left. So why would they leave this?
Maybe they weren't interested in it?
Who wouldn't be?
Yeah, I wouldn't leave it.
Oh.
It was playing a German song, was it not?
Bah.
Mm-hmm.
I can hear them out there, right?
Yeah.
He's gonna shake his head and snap it closed.
I already know what would play for me.
Oh, I bet you he thought of that and has set up themes for everyone.
Yeah.
It's,
Let's,
oh, for Leroy's gonna play Dixie, so.
Yeah, right.
Jesus.
I do not
let us see what is under the door if we can lift it.
Is there anything else under the door? Like,
Other than
You
brass
say.
casings and a little bit of very old dried blood, nothing.
Doesn't look like there's anything else under here. Something isn't right. Something
Many
isn't
things
right.
are not right.
The only thing I can think of is that was used as a message.
To who? Us?
Maybe.
Whoever came looking.
It's to the beam.
So,
Who put the
there's
door
one thing
back
I'm
up?
thinking, and it has to do with the fact that the last mission we had, we obviously were fighting ourselves, for lack of a better word. We were fighting those other people that we fought in, or were at the boxing match in England. What if they knew we were gonna come to check on them?
How long ago do you think all this happened?
We can make a roll
Well,
for that.
There is a lot of dust here.
You'll recall in your briefing, they were supposed to meet a window every so many days. The last time that... So, the last time that they missed a window that they were supposed to report in was about 2 weeks ago now. However, the first window that they missed was 4 weeks. And you got about a week gap between each reporting in window. So anywhere from just short of 5 weeks to 2 weeks ago.
So since before Wondrous Company was even formed.
Yes.
Yeah.
It can't possibly be for us. We didn't exist then.
But we were being recruited, I believe.
Torrance,
It might
not
be
saying
for
that
us in the way that it's just whoever came looking, not so much us in particular.
When did the Swabenland leave? That's not an answer.
Double check. About a month ago.
So this could have been before then, too. Actually, it would have had to have been before then. If, assuming they didn't miss that, assuming they didn't miss the first check-in for some kind of technical difficulty, this had to have happened before the Schwabenland left Germany. It takes time for a ship to get here.
You're not wrong.
So this could not have been that.
What if
Of course,
the
that
Germans
doesn't
came
mean
down
that
to-
the Germans found it anyway. I know it's late, but I'm gonna look and see if there's any signs of not us disturbing this after the incident.
Give
After we
me-
stomped everywhere.
After you've kicked up all the dust and stomped everywhere and walked through. Give
I'm
me
gonna
investigation.
indicate that to everyone else to see if any of them will do it too.
Yeah, give me
I'm not
investigation.
exactly
Anyone
the-
who wants to see if there's been anything
Now-
in between incident and you guys.
Give you a hand. Ooh,
There you
not
go.
bad.
Damn. All right.
I will propose the question to you guys that they may have not left that box here of their own free will.
So as you let's see, 12, 17, 22, 18, 11. Okay, yeah. If one of you don't quite get it, Hachu comes through fucking sailing with Torn and Nico's right behind. No one's been in here since it seems the last time someone was in here, which was assumedly the assault,
The breach.
the breach.
It's drawer rummaging time.
Nobody's been in here since the last time somebody was in here.
And the last time someone was in here was the initial breach and assumedly
tried.
wrap up.
Rummaging through doors and footlockers, nothing left.
The kobold is still gonna set the Brent down. Approach Hachu, hand him the
I'm gonna
music
look for
box.
any clocks around in here. A lot of places like this will have clocks mounted on the walls.
Ooh.
See what time they're stopped at.
Give me that investigation. And you're going to check out what, Torn, as you hand off the little music box?
No, he's gonna hand it to Hachi and be like,
Be very careful with this.
Is it still open?
no, it's closed.
All right. Well,
And then he's gonna scamper off, and we're looking for anything. Drawers, stuff that fell on the
Patter,
table.
Hachu's gonna open it and it's gonna start
Give
playing
me-
death metal.
Give me
Shit, like,
give me
I am quite possibly the most
investigation.
metal character here.
Give me investigation with advantage, Torn. Peter, as you're walking around looking in the corners and kind of walking around, yeah. There's no clocks anywhere. Well, actually, correction.
Are there signs of ones that...
There's a
were?
clock. Well, a clock. Okay, that was actually 6 clocks. Was 6 clocks that are now slag on the wall and in the corner of the floor of the comms room.
Okay.
They be
Yeah.
gone.
I got a grand total of 11.
Woo! You go to the cabinets, you start flipping through them. Bunch of empty manila envelopes, handful of casings on the ground, old coffee cup sitting there with a little bit of very just moldy, long dead tea. What seems to be a old lamp that's got a little bit of dust sitting over it. A chair that's tipped over towards one of them. Another chair that's flopped over. All the beds are made and dressed because nobody was in them or went through them. Some of the helmet and webbing gear is laying up on some of the shelves, but nothing of note. However, with that 11, what you do realize is there's not a single weapon left in here.
Is there like a weapons rack?
There's a weapons rack in the barracks room.
Wait. Guys,
Oh.
why aren't there any guns in here? Nothing.
Nikos, you are one of those educated in British sciences. What is the possibility that like fingerprints or something could be useful here?
Well, I think we need some more equipment for that.
Well, is there anything else we need to look at while we're here?
I'm trying, I just can't focus.
Trying to check Tokus?
Please do not antagonize the mango.
Kobo is gonna grab the nearest open cupboard drawer and try to rip it off the hinges and just start slamming it against something.
Give me a strength check.
No,
His joke was too far. No, you can't even rip the fucking door.
You
I
pull
have
it and it does
crowbar.
that loud clang as it like hits the full extent that it can go, and then you slam it, open it, slam it, open it, slam it, but it's like not even rocking the filing cabinet.
He's
gonna-
just slamming the door.
I'm gonna kind of gesture to Wilhelm and say, "Now, Kolbasa, how do we get the 2-pounder home?"
Hey, go pasa.
As a DM, I will say, this is hard bolted to the floor and an emplaced weapon in a bunker. You are not taking home the 2-pounder.
Take it apart. Everyone carry a piece.
Nope, nope,
Yeah, we can disassemble this thing.
nope. You're not getting a 2-pounder. You're literally working for the British Army. Buy
Ah,
one.
damn.
We don't, no.
I
It's bolted to the ground, right? That just means you gotta find like a
No.
Use the wrench.
Dude. DM roll, you're not getting. I gave you a lot of things. I will not give you a 2-pounder. As a segue, Hachu, are you opening the little box?
It'll be
You know what?
useful
Yeah,
on
I'll
the.
open
It'll
the
be
box,
useful on
me
the
and my
ship.
one
They need
freaking
another gun.
strength.
Nikos, what is that one? God.
Oh, you know, that's me trying to unpry the 2-pounder from the floor.
Freaking
You
idiot, bro.
fucking-
That one.
Nikos is over there in the
face
corner.
plants into it.
You know what? I think you should
I
throw
rolled
out your
for the
lumbar
bit,
for that.
But
Yeah.
doing that one is way funnier.
I kind of want to say you just throw out your spine. We hear a crack. Just ah. Sounds like a chem light.
It's heavy, guys.
Oh god. But as you guys are kind of looking over the gun, realizing it is in place and unmovable.
While Hachu's
Also,
opening that, I'm sitting here using the surgical kit to apply some salves or something to
God.
Nikos' back.
you're looking at his back. He's kind of like favoring it a bit, like, "Oh, okay, maybe that was a bad idea." Everyone else is just kind of looking about, kind of entertaining the thing. And Hachu, you take this little box, give it a tiny little shake between your snake fingers. and you flip the lid open. And let me find, where is your song? I have it here somewhere. Ah, here we go. You flip it open and it starts this little melody.
Really?
Yeah.
I know this song.
Yeah, of course you do. It's
Good, because I don't.
just poor man's poison.
It's literally what you guys whistle like every freaking.
It's very fitting.
I was expecting it to be Friends on the other side.
I looked into that, the music box versions that suck, but this one actually has a much more fitting name and title to Hachu's life.
Fair enough.
They're called Running from the KKK. in service of the king.
Damn it, I hate Halloween.
Do you mind if I try?
Sure, just be careful
guess-
with it, like Cobalt said.
I guess we take in turns now.
Yeah.
While they're doing that, the kobold's gonna try to topple the fucking file cabinet. He's mad at it now.
Give me another strength check.
Yeah.
It's not moving. You can't topple this file cabinet, man.
You need some help over there.
Yes!
Yes.
You good, little buddy?
Tip it over!
Hachu, give me strength.
That crushed the Cobalt with the.
Oh no.
Or lands on part of your tail.
Give me that strength, Hachu.
Damn.
Hachu goes thinking, I can push this over, pushes it, and tries to push it again. You can't push it over, it's bolted to the ground.
Damn it!
Let's cycle through everyone taking their turn holding
Yeah.
the music box.
Who did you hand the box off to, Hachu, as you go to try to push over the,
I think
cabinet?
I handed it to Wilhelm, I believe.
Alright. You hand it over to Wilhelm. Do you hand it to him closed or open?
I'll close it for him.
So you snap it closed, hand it to him. Wilhelm, you put it in your hand for a moment, and do you flip it open?
Of course I do.
Alright. You give it a little flick, it opens up, and it slowly starts spooling and spinning up. And it slows down just a little bit, and then it starts going back up to speed once again.
Is that you?
I was wondering where I recognize the tune from. I love
What
that
is-
tune.
What is this?
What is
one?
it?
This is from Gladiator.
Yeah, that's what it is.
Of course you would
I
give
was
me
racking my fucking mind. I was like,
That's such a nice song for such an abrasive man.
Did you really just call me abrasive?
Yes.
it's because he's
You're like sandpaper. Rough on one side, smooth on another.
I'll take it. I close it. I hand it over to Peter.
All right, I'll gently open it up.
Peter, yours almost immediately spools up and almost makes that little bit of a sound as it like double spins in place and then catches itself very abruptly.
That's a good one too.
Once upon a December.
Yeah.
Oh,
You're going deep with that. Oh wow.
Anastasia's alive? I give her a yeah and a hooah and I kick her, sir.
As it concludes, I'm gonna close it, and I am gonna hand it off to whichever one of the other two is closest to me.
Me.
Ah.
I might be. I probably walked up for my turn with it.
You walk over to
You
take it
guys
in
are
hand?
going to see a surprising lack of reaction from Peter. Not like more on the stoic lack of reaction side than the just no reaction whatsoever. Like a very obvious, you know what I mean? An obvious lack of reaction.
Yeah.
Like the old
Like a
man
forced
who's
lack of
crying on the
reaction.
inside, but like doesn't show it at all.
Give
Kinda,
you a
yeah.
pat on the shoulder.
I thought these out. Don't think I did. So, Nikos,
Still
you
don't know
take
what
yours
that
as
was.
it. I'll explain at the end of the session if you need it. You
Okay.
clamp it closed, hand it over to Nikos. Nikos, you take it in your blue thingies, flip it open.
These are so quiet.
I think you just
Said I need a hero.
I think that
It is. It is.
Yeah.
Hey, I know that one. Makes an amazing Eurobeat sound. This song, by the way, in case you
Oh, it
wanted to know.
really
I can
does.
barely hear it. What is it?
It's I Need a Hero.
It's holding out.
And he's got to be fresh from the fight.
Kobold's wiping a tear from the corner of his eye in the corner of the room.
You hear a bubble. I need a hero. In the back.
I'm just, bobbing my head along with a smile.
It's actually not I need a hero, it's I need a hero.
Holding out for a euro.
All right.
When my wife adds to my jokes and makes it better.
Well, don't leave us in the dark. I didn't hear what you said.
I'm holding off for a pedo with some lamb on his bite.
What's the big thing that they shave it off with?
It's it's a I want to say kebab, but I think I'm wrong. The giant ass thing of meat that they shave the gyro meat off of.
It's not a kebab, but yeah.
Yeah, I'm trying to remember what it's called.
Hey, you would
Mediterranean
Meat
hamburger.
collab.
Yeah, meat slab.
Yeah, there's a name for
Brazilian restaurant.
All right.
it. Boob.
Boob.
Boob meat.
I think we're all
Oh,
good.
very nice.
All right.
All right. Your turn, Leroy. I walk over to where he's at.
He hasn't said anything in a long time.
Yeah.
You okay, Leroy?
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay.
Okay. I'll hand off
I'm
the.
struggling to listen because I can barely hear it.
Yeah.
You need to turn up the stream.
turn up
You
your
can.
stream volume.
Yeah.
It is turned up to the max.
Max.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Oh man, when you turn that up, it hit just the worst tone for my ears. now.
Exactly. Yeah. But you'll clap
Okay,
it
now it's
closed
down, now I
and
can't hear it.
Yep.
you'll clap it closed
Turn
and
it up,
pass
I
it
can
over
turn
to
it down.
you.
I can
Alright.
turn it down on my end.
The problem is if I turn it up too loud, I can't actually hear you guys with how my audio is set up.
Yeah, okay.
So it's like,
Yeah, I
Give
can
it one
make out.
playthrough, then we can mute it.
gotcha. So you'll pass it over to Leroy.
I'll crack it open.
All right. Yours starts spinning slowly, gaining up a little bit of speed like it does. And it continues spinning, and you'll notice it starts speeding up fastly, making kind of a whirring sound before it catches itself in a sharp stop. And then slowly starts building up speed again, rolling, and rolling some more, then catching. and then slowly starting to spool up, catching itself again. Slowly starting to spool and catching itself again. It seems
Broken
to
record, God damn it.
keep
What you do?
catching itself, not fully initiating.
Oh.
You broke it.
I'm half tempted to throw it.
Got the
It's
everyone.
going, it's ticking like a goddamn bomb.
Maybe
It
some
seems-
of us are more enigmatic than the others. You know
Yeah.
what I mean?
I'm looking down at this thing, and I'm looking up at the group, and my eyebrow just kind of raises, and my eyes are like blank, like I don't know what the fuck's going on.
Roll me a religion roll, Leroy.
Thank you so much.
Oh Jesus. Okay, I get a good roll with like.
Alright. Option 2 it is. As you're kind of saying that, looking up, like, well, obviously, everybody's kind of getting the notion, like, I guess he doesn't have a soul song. It ticks, and then does another hard stop as it's trying to start up, and it starts spinning backwards the opposite direction, so it's now strumming all of the little threads downwards and backwards, giving it a lower tone instead of a higher tone.
Is this what I think? Is this Pirates of the Caribbean?
It might be Davy Jones.
It just might be.
It is.
It's fucking sad. I'm trying to say I'm a heartless bastard over there.
Well, at the moment, it is spinning backwards from the direction it was for everyone else.
It's because that voodoo. Because you got that voodoo.
Not from Louisiana.
You didn't do that for the voodoo, man.
Oh, that's right. I got you guys mixed up. All y'all Southerners look alike.
I am literally a snake.
I was
What a
waiting,
bohemian thing to
I'm
say.
waiting for me to say it, actually. Like, what?
I get a little misty-eyed, and I close the box.
I think you should hold on to that.
I'm gonna turn to
I
Wilhelm.
better
I'm gonna
not.
say,
I'm
Do you
going to
have-
hand it to our historian, resident museum side piece, and hand it to Torn.
call him our
Museums.
side hoe.
Museum side piece. Damn.
You're not even like the main attraction. You're like the side attraction. Like, oh, I guess this goes with it.
He's the traveling exhibit.
I mean,
that's in there,
technically,
like-
he was born in the museum. He can claim the museum as home, but he is not the main attraction in the museum. So technically, he is a side piece.
He's gonna hesitate to take it and then go.
Thank you.
I'm gonna turn to Wilhelm. I'm gonna be like, Wilhelm, I know you wear those goggles all the time, but do you need like regular glasses? Have you cleaned your goggles recently?
I have regular glasses. It's just I choose not to wear them sometimes because a lot of my things are explosive, and looking at explosive point blank is actually quite ill-advised.
Perhaps you should wear them more often so you could tell that one of our party members is a snake.
It was this funny thing I learned in Germany called a joke.
Oh, I didn't know you Germans did those.
His name is a joke. Quite
All I can think of
literally.
right now is springtime for Hitler.
All right. Is there anywhere in here that looks like it would be really inconvenient for a regular person to kind of get to?
Is there a shitter anywhere in here?
No, actually.
The
That's
corner.
what the bucket outside is for.
That's what the little literal cliff is for.
You could fertilize the dead burnt, charred bodies.
It sounds
Maybe
like a
some
horrible
parts
way
around
to
here.
live if you are ever besieged.
Oh, God,
It seems like an easy way to very quickly undermine the reinforced door.
So, yeah, if it looks like there's any inconveniently small spaces. Kobold figures that's where the people would not have maybe checked because it's a bitch to get into, and he's gonna try to look anywhere like that.
Is there any
Alright.
space under the beds?
No space under the beds, unfortunately.
Are they sitting on stone, or are they like sitting on wood? Or
They're
what?
sitting flat down. They're basically a wood panel and then a very shitty, like, military twin mattress on top of the wood pane on the cement.
I'm still gonna pick up the mattresses and look underneath them.
Alright. You take some time to flip them up. There's nothing under any of them. They're completely empty. There's nothing slid under there. It looks like they very rarely, if at all, actually lifted them themselves, other than maybe
No
like.
one was even hiding porno mags under there.
No.
I know, jeez.
No.
There's always
Doran,
that guy that violates Executive Order number 1.
Doran, as you're looking around, you're trying to see if there's other pockets, other corners, other areas. You're looking through tables, you're looking around corners, you're feeling up the wall where you can reach. There's
Sexy
nothing.
wall.
There's no spaces, there's no divots. You do, however, as you're checking the back wall area next to the kind of old blood spray, blood misting on the wall where the drops of blood lead off from, you're looking beside it and you can see a stitch pattern of about 9 small bullet impacts in the cement stitching up the wall leading towards the kind of blood misting on the wall.
Well, they missed first.
Is there something special about these?
Just 9mm cement impacts, assumingly from the direction of the front door.
That is what you do with a submachine gun. You walk bullets onto target.
He's just gonna give up.
I give up.
Just grab his brand and just start walking out, defeated.
He'll go walking his way out.
I'm gonna look anywhere. Like, there's nothing that could possibly be up along the top, right? There's no.
It is a cement ceiling, cement walls, cement corners. There's no
Is it light
soft
bulbs
area.
hanging down, or
It's exposed wire hanging by hooks and those little light bulbs in the corners.
okay? I'm gonna follow where those wires go. There has to be electricity somewhere, doesn't there?
You're not wrong.
And we haven't heard a generator. Battery wouldn't last this long, not back then.
Are the light bulbs on? I thought it was pitch dark in here.
Oh yeah, shit. Never mind.
Mm-hmm.
I forgot.
Yeah. Other
Still,
than
I
the
do wanna
torch
see
that
where
was
those go.
tossed in.
I
I
want to
think
see where those go.
Checking out the generator would still probably be good anyway.
Give me investigation.
The answer is gonna be the one room that's charred to nothing.
Probably, but it's better to find out.
Damn.
We're trying to trace some of the wires
Black
that
wire in black room.
they do lead out of there, and they kind of link up with some of the other wires that run along. They seem to have just kind of cobbled together some of the comms and electronics wires that there's not very many that run through. And they all kind of converge together and head towards the front door. And at the front part of the bunker, there's kind of one of those about 2-inch wide tubes that all the wires feed into that seems to curl up into the cement.
That has to go somewhere.
Tube.
Tube. All praise. Tube. Tube.
Tube, dude.
For Leroy, who wasn't there for that, doesn't get it.
Uh-huh.
Hachu, can you still stick to walls?
Yeah?
You want to go see if this tube leads anywhere?
Sure.
You'll kind of trace the wires and you'll see where it goes to a cement wall tube. And you kind of assume, okay, maybe this goes upwards through the cement or like with some of the rebar type construction maybe. So you kind of lean your head out and you start craning away up the front and slithering up and over the front and top of the bunker part that sticks out. You get on top of it, and you actually do find where the tube sticks out of the cement, and some of the cables are coming out of it and running kind of along little bracket points to keep it stable and nice along the top of the bunker until it hits the cliff face, and you see the wires do a little bitty split. Give me a investigation, Hachu.
All right. Investigation. Hey.
Hey. So you see where it makes a split. One goes left and one continues upwards. Assumedly, the thicker ones being the comms wires are the ones going upwards along this cliff face. And you can see where they've been like painted white and gray to try to blend in so that you can't really see it as it's running up. And obviously it'd be really hard to see unless you're actually right on it where you are now. You see it going up and up and up this cliff face, and it starts to hit some of the mountain, and you spot, damn, with 26, you look up there and you see what should have been, or should still be, at one point camouflaged, is not really camouflaged anymore. From this angle you can tell the antenna and the array that was it kind of ran to and was sticking out to look kind of like a mock dead shrub or bush. It looks like it got the same thermite treatment. However, you follow the left wire and you're kind of tracing it with your eyes. It runs along the top corner of the bunker with the cliff face and then drops down the side. You kind of slither over and look, and you can see where this wire runs down, and there is a small little kind of dug-in culvert to the side. And I want you to roll me Arcana.
Arcana?
Magical nuclear reactors, let's go!
Okay, that's not as bad as I thought it was going to be. All right.
Similar to the crystals that you put into radios to help power them and allow the transference of essentially power, you look and you see a small, best way to put it in a way that would kind of make sense back then as far as what you're picturing, it looks like a small generator that doesn't actually turn on in any way. However, there is a very visible space where the panel has been ripped off, the covering that was over it has been torn away, the obscuring items that were around it meant to keep it hidden have all been pulled away and torn away. The wire is still hooked up to it. However, there is a very visible spot where there should be some sort of looks like almost like a glass cylinder or a crystal cylinder, kind of similar to what you would see inside radios, should be plugged into that spot and isn't.
Well, how about that? I shout back what you told me.
What?
Hey, that was last week.
Oh, God.
No, last week was pull up. Pull up.
Mop.
Terrain.
Mop.
Terrain.
Mop.
Well, whoever hit this place did a good job. We know nothing.
We know it couldn't have been the Schwabenland. And we know it was Germans or somebody who buys from Germany.
Can Cobalt approach the ledge, like the tip of it near where the walking spot is, and look down, try to see into the whatever?
Sure.
If that cannon was firing away, there's no chance it missed every shot.
Give me investigation. Seems pretty straightforward.
Hey.
You kind of look at the gun and you position yourself to where you're looking. You kind of trace your steps towards the cliff edge to be looking at the same angle and trajectory of where the gun is. And you realize the gun is pointing just barely a degree to the right, where the edge of the island starts to curl around. And it's aiming just barely past the, pretty much the shoreline and the very edge of the island where it starts to curl to the left. Pretty far out in the distance.
Guys, they were aiming at the shoreline. This gun is sighted at the shore.
Did they hit anything?
We'd have to go down there to see.
Nikos, you said we're too far away for
Sirens, yeah.
Could be they saw the landing party. I'm going to turn around and I'm going to look at the front of the bunker again and see if there's any marks of suppressive fire, return fire of any kind along the wall, along the sides of the bunker, just kind of around the bunker in general.
Alright, give me investigation.
Give you intimidation now.
Where are the bullets? From what you look at and what you can see, the only exchange of fire, other than the gun seeming to try to put down upwards of basically 7 shells before the 7th one got jammed, the only actual exchange of fire was within the bunker itself. And that seems to be a single exchange at the door.
They saw us. You'd think they would jump us in here or something, but sure, they can't use the big gun, but still.
I think I'm ready to leave.
We don't have any kind of radios on us to contact the pilot, do we?
Yeah.
I say we make our way down to the plane, and then have the plane make its way back to the ship, and telegraph back to England with in as much of a coded message as we can that they would actually ascertain as to what we're saying, that we found it and it was destroyed, for lack of a better word.
They're gonna have codes to use on board the ship.
That's valid.
Nobody home. We missed the party.
Well, they're gonna have. We can probably send whatever we want, and then they'll just encrypt it. Like the comms people aboard the ship will just encrypt it themselves. I think maybe we should not send the plane and just wait for the ship. It is coming here. And by the way, Nox, it shouldn't take them that long to rig a replacement rudder.
Not that long, no.
They're still running on one engine.
Yeah.
Yeah. Is there any possibility that one of you mechanical geniuses could turn all this brass into a propeller?
That'd be a welcome thing.
I could turn it into a pile of slag.
Can you then turn the pile of slag into a propeller?
It wouldn't make good propeller.
Okay.
There's not nearly enough brass here to even make one blade.
Oh, come on. Those propellers are tiny.
Not this one. Those blades are kind of decent sized.
On a destroyer like that? It shouldn't be that big. Oh, well. Perhaps Hachu should follow along above us to make sure someone doesn't drop something on us. Just in case.
All right. As I struggle to get back out of where I was.
Alright. So, as you guys come making your way out of the bunker, realizing that is all, God damn it, it's not a fucking helicopter.
I'll grab a couple of casings on my way out too.
Alright. You grab a couple of the casings, and as you guys make your way out, you see Torrance standing on the cliff edge. You're all able to reconvene. And I'm assuming you're gonna start making a nice trek back along the same path you took?
Yeah, with Hachu effectively providing overwatch, but he's looking up instead of down.
Alright.
Underwatch.
Underwatch. No, because you're above us, right? Like we're all going along the cliff face, and you're like stuck to the wall above us, so you're like a shelf above us.
Sure.
Pretty much. As you guys make your way, we'll be able to just navigate this one as a perception check from Hachu.
Alright, perception. I'll fail it just
Perception,
because.
perception, I wanna get perception.
Damn.
You did not fail it.
There's
I
not a
got-
damn thing at all.
You ain't done shit.
Yeah, ain't done shit. Nah, there's nothing. This island is still as fucking death aside from you guys. As you make your way across the path, you get back to your original kind of route that you were taking, and we'll do a little bit of a fast forward unless you guys would like to have a conversation on the way. Making your way back up over the mountain, down the backside, and back down towards the plain.
Before we go, after we're off the cliff, I'd like to, or before we leave, either one, actually probably both, I'd like to take a look at where the gun is pointed, because I'm assuming Torin pointed that out, and see if I can see anything.
Alright, give me investigation.
Damn.
Anyone
It's
else wanna try?
aiming towards the edge of the island.
Yeah, I know, I'm looking there, where it's pointing with the binoculars.
Uh,
Like, I'm looking to see what it was pointing at.
empty beach. The
above his
exact angle, as far as you can tell, it wasn't aiming at the beach. It's aiming towards the beach, but if you're trying to get as accurate as possible, at least as far as you can tell, it looks like it's aiming into the water just above the beach. So, if I was to, actually, I could draw it here real quick. I have colors. So you got water, ocean, all that jazz. You have the sand
Heading into the breakers.
Yeah, the sand of the beach, and then you have the mountain cliff face that runs like this and kind of parallel with the beach. It is aiming specifically here.
You know, it is pretty interesting that they would open fire first. You'd think something like this is almost impossible to see from the sea unless you know it's here. So why would they start shooting first? Why would you shoot with that gun unless they are shooting at you?
Doesn't make sense.
That's a good question.
Does anybody else want to take a look with the binoculars?
Sure, I'll take a look.
Pass off the binoculars.
Investigation, right?
Yep, investigation.
Ooh.
Hey, there's
Very
that surpassing 20. Okay. So you look at it and you use your fucking, like throwing a spear. It's precision. There's nothing wrong. You don't see why these guys couldn't see this and calculate this. You look out there with your binoculars. The gun is currently pointed here. However, you do spot a chip out of the rock face where it looks like one of the shells impacted here. However, the actual beach line is a little ways below that cliff face. So if you had to suspect, it was sending shells at something perhaps moving like this, disappearing.
Okay.
And it seems like it clipped the edge of that cliff face. You could see where some of the rock got violently splintered out by a shell.
So where that line is going, is that in our vision? Like is this area in our field of view, or is it not?
This is a wild ways away across the island.
Yeah, but I'm saying,
Like they
like,
were
can we see past, since we've moved some, can we see past this where it hit the rock, or
From the perch
Is it-
and the bunker, no. From the top of the mountain, you can't actually even see this specific peak that was being fired at. Or this rock face that's being fired at. It's a position that can only really be seen by that bunker's position.
we'll have to make sure to go over there with the ship when they get here.
Essentially, the island being shaped kind of like Big Donut. You got the mountain you're on. You got the location of the bunker on the outcropping along the mountain face. And you have sort of additional mountains. The peak that is trying to shoot past is like right here. So it's trying to send rounds outwards. Like that. At something in the water disappearing past the edge of the mountain edge.
Okay.
Alright. Firing at something landing on the beach, it looks like. Or maybe trying to leave the beach.
You burned
try
those bodies so
reporting
hot you
for-
couldn't talk to them, didn't you?
Shut up.
Hey, let me talk to skeletons, bro. I can do it.
They have to have a workable jaw or audible device. I don't think a
I'm
fragment
gonna
of
place
a.
Bluetooth speaker in their mouth.
Oh god.
Look, I'll go get a dustpan. We can sweep up the ash.
Reincarnate the
some
body. We can rebuild them from what? Slag?
From ash. What do you think? Did we stutter? Like,
They've become Sandman. There's nothing left. Turn them into a glass sculpture.
Don't doubt the power of necromancy.
Oof.
wash me.
Alrighty. But we'll do a little bit of a fast forward as you guys make your way down and up and over the mountain and back down towards the beach where you see the plane sitting by. It's cold, it's getting very late, it's very dark, it's a pretty good long time of travel. Assumingly you guys did set up a short camp, a short rest, so you're kind of tired. It's a good long, not great hike, but you arrive back to the plane where your pilot is just kind of sitting by, kind of relaxed. You could tell he had his binos out and was like watching the kind of access point to the inner ring, and just kind of gave up on that after a couple hours and has just kind of been standing by and mucking around. He just kind of looks over. Ah, you're back. You made it. Hey, so what do we find? What's going on?
Nothing.
Everybody's dead.
Oh, like killed, dead, or
Yes. There's blood.
What do you
No
think we mean by
bodies.
dead?
well,
It looks like they all
it's-
got cremated.
It's a silent bunker. I assume, drop them food every once in a while. When you say dead, like maybe they starved or got trapped. I don't know, but they.
They
Okay.
are ash and bones.
They
Oh,
were sieged.
Not
Door
even
was
really
blown off its
bones.
hinges.
oh,
Germans, by the looks of it.
I'm
huh.
gonna toss him one of the casings I've been carrying around.
You'll catch it, kind of like sloppily, and look at it. Huh.
DWM manufacture. Unless you know of somebody else in this area who uses German manufactured 9mm.
I know they sell quite a bit to, from what I hear, some particular people in the South Americas, and I believe some of the Pacific Asiatic types do purchase from them in Austria quite a bit, but you're
The
right.
Argentinians are going to be using, Belgian shit right now.
True that.
So are the Chileans.
But
Like, all of South America is on lockdown for FN right now.
If the men in the bunker knew that they were in a hidden spot, why would they open fire on somebody approaching unless they knew that they were there?
maybe they were
And the idea is,
boxed
well,
in a corner.
Yeah, but why would you open fire when you are concealed? Because it is, from what we can tell, it's clearly open fire on starting at the boats at sea
I'm
before they
guessing
even landed.
they might have got the notion that they didn't have a choice. I'm not sure. I mean, if they were hidden, they would have no reason to fire. So either they somehow knew they were spotted and figured go down fighting, or maybe Rookie got a little antsy.
Can I make, like, the equivalent of a warfare check, whatever that would be on this, or no?
Insight.
Can I?
Yeah, you can make an insight check.
Ah! No fucking clue.
No clue. All you know is they fired some shells so rapidly that they jammed it, and the only exchange of fire is when they seem to have gotten breached, and it breached rather violently and quickly.
What do you think, Wilhelm?
He has no idea.
Yes.
Yes.
It's not an answer to the question I asked.
Yes.
I put insight
What was
into
the
it.
question?
Roll an insight check on the guns. That's what I was asking you to do. Whether or not on the idea of the gunners opening fire. Damn.
Damn.
Yes.
Yes.
Nice.
This isn't gonna count because I'm the one who asked him to roll it.
God. So what was the exact question here? Holy shit.
Why they opened fire? Why he thinks they opened fire on
Alright.
something
So-
that couldn't have spotted them yet.
Wilhelm, you're looking at it and you're thinking about it. It's a silent kind of observation post with minor defending capabilities, but only like last-ditch effort. It's mostly meant to observe and communicate if it sees things going by. And even then, it does so very quietly and cryptically so that it can't possibly be intercepted, or at least that's the hope. The only reason for a post like that to even go loud, even if they're spotted, is if they have already lost the ability to report that they've been spotted.
So they're silent, but not very deadly.
Essentially. If you had to assume or take a guess, they likely got snuck up on, and their comms ability and generator was taken out.
We cut out their comms first.
The comms tower, or not tower, but rather the antenna Hachu did spot, were thermited and destroyed. So if perhaps they managed to get snuck up on somehow and their comms were disabled, their generator was then yanked, they would have been stuck inside there. But they still had a fighting chance, so they attempted to send some shells at possibly something they saw. However, they were eventually violently breached, where it seems they tried to make a rapid stand and did not fare very well.
Again, silent but not very deadly. The best kind of fart.
Knew they were there. Sounds like a data leak.
It's such a modern way to phrase that.
Intelligence leak.
There we go.
Spy would probably be the more historically accurate way to say it.
You're right. Yeah.
He's leaking confidential information.
Well, now we know
Leaking
nothing.
big files.
This gives us a little bit more information to bring back to them for them to possibly Who did we say was that one guy that was running this area?
Oh fuck, I forgot his name.
We'll call him Chuck. It was Chuck. Okay. So we should get
Poor
this
bastard.
information back to Chuck as quick as possible.
I'm sure he will put it at the bottom of his very long list.
He couldn't be the spy. He's too busy to send off any information.
You know, he is apparently supposed to have other people working with him.
They just all go on leave?
I don't know. We didn't find that out until after.
Oh, when we were about to leave, right?
That was found out in our briefing. Perhaps he did, and he didn't seem to know. He had other people who were supposed to be working with him.
Maybe he's the worst type of worker, the ignorant.
This is also out of my league.
Well, luckily, this is actually quite in my league. Bunkers are pretty, why did I just go complete Swedish there?
Inga dinga durgan.
You spent too much time in Sweden on your way to England.
Nah. Damn it.
Gets you every time.
How did you know?
Ah. Das ist a good, das is a good, I was gonna say analogy, but it was more, das is a good, fuck, I can't remember the word.
It's so Jover.
It's all good. As you guys kind of come to a general consensus and idea, and you put it down on paper, the pilot, that way he has his own kind of backup listing for it. You guys end up setting up camp because it's kind of fruitless to go search for a plane that you got to land on that might have a damaged crane, or on a ship that might have a damaged crane to load you back up, especially when it's kind of limping already. Better just to wait for the ship to arrive. And the pilot's able to assure you, they should be not too far behind us. So we'll kind of do a little bit of a time skip, and when we start next session, it will be after the ship has arrived, the information has been transferred over, and you guys will be allowed some deliberation and a bit of kitting up before beginning part 2 of the second objective of the expedition to Antarctica.
Wait, I'll help with some of that. Oh look, the ship! There we go, I did it.